a wee bit rusty. I was having to change the settings here because I was kind of like forcing me to do it in the vertical setting, the portrait setting. I don't like portrait, I like landscape. So, and just kind of like just getting set here. One of them in a wee while. A wee bit rusty. Excuse the faffing around and just trying to balance this here to I'm never prepared, by the way, so just so you know, I just make it up as I go along. That's my plan. And try to get this to balance, because no, I don't want to be forced to have to hold this. Anyway, I'm going to do just a wee update on my channel and what I'm doing and that. I've had a busy weekend. I've done quite a bit on my channel. I'm just in the process of uploading my Yorkshire holidays series of videos. So let's just see what's happening here. Because YouTube, I've sort of like, you get upgrades. So message such as something from message invisible. Yeah, I think that's just upgrading. Because as I say, I hardly do lives, so I'm just kind of like getting used to it again. No stress of mine. Just see if this will work. It's I get this tripod to save me having to carry the blooming thing, because in that way I could get stuck into the can of Holsten Pils, but it's a wee bit difficult doing that with this at the same time. But as I say, as usual, I never prepared, so this is no surprise, by the way, none at all. You know me, I just wing it, so to speak. That's not going to work, is it? Blooming typical. If only you could see what I'm doing. And what I'm mucking about and doing just to get this to work. That's not going to work. Come on, it always works when I do a video, but when I'm doing it live at the sides, it's going to be blooming awkward, as usual. I might have to get the other selfie stick, so bear with me for this bumpy start. I'll face it this way for now, just so that. Oh, see, that's what I'll do. Right. Sorry for the messing about, but give me a second. Forgive me for this. I'm going to get the other tripod. Because I'm not used to doing it this sort of live whilst I'm in the car, and the selfie stick that I just instinctively pick up is the one that I go up with, and that's what I just put on there, which was not really ideal for the one in the house because I'm doing it live at home here. I've had a busy weekend, so eventually I'll get around to tell you once I finish buggering around with these settings. Aha! Right, I think I've got it. So I could free my hand up to pour that lager. The reason I've got Holsten Pils is because I went to Tesco's earlier and they didn't have my favourite drink, Belhaven Best. So as you could see, I've got a Belhaven, you would have saw in the thumbnail, I've got a Belhaven Best pint glass that I got from the distillery when I'd done a tour down at Dunbar, and I'm just going to use that to pour my Holsten Pils. The reason I picked Holsten Pils is, I'll tell you in a minute, is because I've got the window open, by the way. It's just quite warm and cloudy, and there's kids outside playing around, making a noise, so that'll probably come through on the microphone, but there you go, nothing I can do about that. Yeah, the reason I got a can of Holsten Pils is because I was watching an interview with Dr. Barry Trawler, and that's regarding the Wi-Fi and microwaves and stuff like that. He's done a lot of he's been in a lot of videos. Hello, whoever's joined us. Feel free to chat. This should come up on here. Yeah, so I was watching the video interview with him in it, and it's regarding the like say Wi-Fi and the effects that it's been said that he says it could do to humans and that. I found it very interesting. I've been very interested in his stuff. I have been for about 8 years actually, and as it happens, he was doing an interview, and he got a can of Holsten Pils, and I says to myself, I've not seen Holsten Pils for a while, so I suppose in a way it kind of advertised it, and then that's why I got the idea in my head to have a can of this. I don't normally drink Holsten Pils, but that was the reason why that I bought it. I didn't get the beer that I normally drink, which is Blether Best, so I just settled for this. So he kind of advertised it in a way. Oh, right, Kev, how you doing? Yeah, not bad. It's sweet I have a can of this. I'm just telling whoever's want to watch at any time. So this is live, but you could always watch it at any point. Like, so it's just like a wee up channel. Tell you what I'm doing what I've been doing with the channel, what the plans are, and what else that I'm going to put up, and just have a wee blather as to how the channel's going, not what I've been doing lately. As I say, I had a very busy weekend. And by the way, Holsten Pils has got quite a head on it. I just poured that. There's probably a technique on how to do it. And yes, I know it's a Blether Best glass that I'm not bothered. I've not drunk Holsten Pils for quite a long time. I bought it, I put it in the freezer to get them cold as quickly as possible. I mean, I just finished doing a lot of chores there. I was busy this weekend. I've done a lot of stuff over the weekend. I went out with my mates, and he had his nephew with him as well. We went to East Lothian Hill in Fife, up to the top, up to the car park, and we went to Fife, not Fife, well, it was in Fife, and we went to Edinburgh, the museum in Edinburgh, National Museum of Scotland. So I've done a video of that. That's actually been put up. That's good, mate. Won't be able to make it. Alright, Kev, what to do is just let me know what you're doing on Messenger, right? For arrangements, just give me minutes. But that's no problem. I suppose that's one way of getting the message across on a live stream that the whole world could see it, I guess. I suppose you can't. I can't be not getting your message, can I? Nah, just anything like the arrangements, just playing it on private messages, Messenger, mate. Edinburgh, yeah, so that was a big day. I spent all day at Edinburgh. I've got the video up. My mate's nephew really enjoyed himself there. The video was up in public anyway, it's a YouTube video, so Alexander was really excited to lead us away to the museum. So I've got some footage of the museum there. So that was on Saturday. Yesterday, Sunday, I was at Glam's Motor Extravaganza, the 2024 meeting. It's where there's a big event where there's lots of vintage vehicles, cars, buses, lorries, trucks, also steam engines, static engines as well. Steam engines as in like steam static engines and smaller steam propelled vehicles. Not like a railway steam engine, because there's no railway there, but it's quite an interesting thing. As well as they have stalls where they sell old stuff, all sorts of things really, bits for old vintage cars. It was a huge event, like. So I've got a 4-part video coming up on the channel regarding that. I took video footage around as much as I can, which is near enough the whole area. I took lots and lots of photographs, and the parts 1 to 3 will be the hi, whoever's joined us to see the thing going up. yeah, parts 1 to 3 will be like just parts 1 to 3. Part 4, the final part, will have the final part, and it'll have the photo slideshow at the end. Parts 1 to 3 won't have the slideshow, because normally I put a photo slideshow at the end of my video as well. Parts 1 to 3 won't have that. It will be the photo slideshow will be on the last part, the final part. So it was a great day. The weather was brilliant. I went through on an old Ford S-Reg 1977 Ford coach bus, manual gearbox, 6-speed manual. I didn't drive it on that occasion. I have had a shot of driving it, and it is a chore. And I watched the drivers that were driving it when we went to the museum, and it looked like a chore. It looked quite a challenge. And from my experience of having a shot of it, I was initially, I think it was about 5 years ago. No, maybe not. Maybe 3 years ago. It was a few years ago. I had a shot of driving it. It's an S-Reg Ford, not Bedford. It was a Ford coach with duple bodywork and big long gear stick. You had to, well, I felt like I had to double clutch it. So, but I wasn't really missing driving that one, shall we say. I'm used to driving automatic buses. I just press drive and drive the double deckers. They're actually easier. Power steering and everything. I'll stick with these, thank you very much. That old coach, I think, had power steering, but it was probably a lot more difficult than, if I remember right, it was just because it's an older bus, it was quite hard to steer. But so yeah, that was all day. I mean, I set off from the house at 7 in the morning. I needed to be up to the meeting place where we were to meet up, and we then set off quite early to get to the event early, and we arrived there about 9:30, stayed there till about 6 o'clock. So I was absolutely exhausted. Bear in mind I was busy on the Saturday as well. So yeah, I woke up the day just slightly early, and I still had a load of chores to do, because I go back to work on Wednesday. I only had the 4 days off there, 2 of which I was really busy. And today, catching up with chores. Now I've got a wee bit of time in the evening to sit back, have a beer. Well, it's actually a lager, and tell you a bit about what else I'm going to be putting up on my channel, and what I've been doing lately. If you haven't been watching the channel, what I done earlier today actually, I went out for a wee afternoon stroll at Dundee's Camperdown Country Park. Now, I was quite saddened by the condition of what used to be a busy park. It used to be a big golf course. It was busy. The thing is, I didn't even play golf, but I went with my mate a wee while ago. And the golf course is it's no longer used anymore, and the grass is just, the weeds and everything are growing up through it. So if you see the photos, which I could show you because I've got the photos on my laptop there, I could show you just what I mean. It's quite sad really that the Camperdown Park is not the way it used to be from what I remember it being. It used to be, especially in the middle of summer, during the school holidays as well, I might add. It used to be busier, it was more, I suppose, welcoming, because when you go into the park now, in my opinion, it's not quite as welcoming. First of all, you've got the speed bumps, and it's okay, I mean, you drive sensible anyway, it was common sense. And then you had all the things at the sides, these pillars that they put at the side, wooden pillars, and it's like rules and regulations. I mean, okay, there's always common sense and rules and regulations, but so you're now forced into a car park. But that's not the point anyway. The point I was meaning is that the way that the old building, the old Camperdown Country Park house has been laid up for years, it's been closed for years, it's seen better days. The golf course is just all overgrown and everything. It doesn't feel like it's in its heyday. It certainly is not in its heyday. And I've even got stuff on comments, because I put it on Facebook and a lot of people agreed. on the comments. Now I just seen something flash up there on the chats, which has disappeared. So I don't know when they'll come back again. I'm not quite sure how that would. Right, anyway, apparently they do away with the Camperdown Company Park Golf Course, Dundee City Council cutbacks. But yeah, that's what a lot of people were saying, that they're just cutting backs. It's really sad. Even, I mean, I don't even play golf, and I found it quite sad. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the pictures that I took, if you've not already saw them, because I put them on Facebook. I could show you, just turning the camera window onto the laptop there, and I'll show you. I'm going to do that now. And then I'm going to show you that link to the video that's on YouTube already, that people can share, which I have shared on Facebook. So I'm only showing you what's out there anyway, and regarding Barry Chalmers' video, so it's connection. That was interesting, it just kind of like broke connection there, and then back on again. Okay, well, anyway, if we could find this for you. And just... right there it is. Let's see if we can get the pictures up a bit. Not been there in a long time. No, I would hate to say it, but you're not missing much. I don't like saying it like that, but it's kind of like... No, it's still, you know, I went up there for the walk. It's a nice place, but it's certainly seen better days. And just to bring up these pictures for you, I found them now. Right, I've got it. So, right, I'm going to show you. So, I'll take this out here. So it does its usual, it focuses right in on me before it turns. Now before I do that, I'm going to just make sure everything's okay to show it is. Right, so that's the post that I put up. So I'm kind of like not really able to see very well what I'm doing, but so if you remember Dundee's Camperdown Country Park the way I remember it used to be, you might be saddened by the photos you may be about to see. These are my photos I took today, 15th of July 2024, whilst out on for a stroll. Photos of what used to be a used golf course and around the park that used to be busier than this. Considering that it's during the middle of summer and during the school holidays, I could hardly see anyone around. The toilets are shut as well. The old Camperdown housebound has been closed for years and years. I remember it opened. Even the duck pond, I think, has seen better days. I hope one day, sooner than later, the Camperdown Country Park will return back to at least its former glory that I recall how it used to be. And like I said, I don't even play golf, and even I'm saddened by the state of the golf course. So, when I say this is the only way, I'm not a high-tech person, so I'm just simply doing it. Right. I'm just doing it this way, so what I have to do is zoom in a little bit just so that I don't want to be showing too much. It's not to be... So, the road was a bit of a... It's seen better days. That's all overgrown. That's where the golf course used to be. Like I say, these are photos I took earlier today. It's all weeds and everything. Thistles and all sorts. Right, there's 65 of them, so I'm going to have to go through fairly quick. The darkened clouds, which I believe is caused by, well, I've got my theories on that. It's not the weather how I remember. This is to say, this is the golf, or what used to be the golf course. So it's quite depressing in my opinion. It's not how it should be. That's the duck pond. So anybody could go to Camperdown Country Park and see this for themselves. Anybody could do exactly what I'm doing. I'm not doing or saying anything that's wrong. I'm just making an observation and just simply showing you what I saw today. And I would like it to go back to the way it was, the way I remember it. And right now, it's far from that. It's not a very nice feeling. to see it in the state that it's in. Yeah, the public toilets were shut, by the way. Surprise, surprise. So everything's closed. And that was once a really good, a good park. Well, it was better. I've read that it used to be a lot better. Security cameras. So quite a sad sort of state of affairs. Yeah, it wasn't very nice. I'll show you the other thing later. We'll just set that there for now and then. So I didn't want to show all other things because obviously other comments that were only just for Facebook. I'm not going to worldwide publicise it on YouTube because it's comments that will just remain on Facebook because it's other people that are commenting on it. But I've showed you the post that I wrote. I wrote that post and I took these pictures and uploaded that earlier in the day, so that's just what I'm sharing the use that I put on. So you know what I mean, you saw it yourself. So I'll just try to get back to so I'll find that other post with the other thing I shared that I'd like to mention. Again, it's on YouTube. I'm just going, right, I found it, so I'll leave that there for now. But yeah, it's just quite depressing seeing it in the state that it was in. But there's a lot of comments. A lot of comments in the chats, that kind of sympathise with what I was saying. They agree that it's sad, as it is. And some of them were probably older than I am, because they were mentioning they mentioned the 50s and 60s, that the park was a lot busier back then, which I could quite imagine. I certainly wasn't around. I wasn't around back then, but I mean, I remember it from when I was very young, like the late 70s, the 70s and 80s and 90s, 2000s. I think by about 2010, kind of changed. But I remember I was able to even get the car onto the grass. That's what the parks used to be like. You were just relaxing. People were out enjoying themselves, seemingly, and that's what it was about. There wasn't so many regulations and all this. It's like you could. I mean, I remember taking my car, parking it under one of the trees, just in the shade on a hot summer's day, and I had a picnic. It was what you could imagine a summer's park was like, even in the 90s and that. And you always got people that would spoil it. But the thing is, people that speed in that park, instead of putting these speed bumps up and all these posts that they put on the sides of the roads, instead of doing that and having everybody have to suffer that, why not just deal with the ones that are spoiling it for everybody else? If people were speeding in that park and being a nuisance or tearing up the ground or causing a danger, then deal with them. Didn't affect everybody that's got to be affected by that. Because I miss the days where I used to just be able to go down there in the car and even just park under a nice tree where it was shady, a nice tree to get a nice shade, and you got this summer breeze, and it was brilliant. That was what park was about. You went and enjoyed yourself. But like the day I went in there and I didn't feel like I was enjoying it. I felt like I was it wasn't as welcoming, shall we say, as it used to be, in my opinion anyway. But anyway, that was that. The other thing I was going to say now that I'm on the subject of Holsten Pils, because that's what put it in my head to get that kind of Holsten Pils, was because I watched the interview that Dr. Barry Trower was being interviewed on, and I found it very interesting anyway. And he had a kind of Holsten Pils. I never thought of it until then, and so that's why I'm drinking it. They didn't have my regular beer, so I thought, well, I'm going to try this one. It's stronger than the regular beer. The regular beer, the Belgian Best, is I think it's 3.2 or 3.4% or something. It used to be 3.5 or 6, but the Holsten Pils is 5%, so it's quite a bit stronger than the regular beer that I drink. Although I drink Budweiser sometimes as well. I even tried out that beer that was brewed for the Explore Dundee bus opening day. I've done a video of that. It's on my channel anyway. It's done by the Two Roads Down Brewery in, I think it's in Greenock or something. There's a page there, I can't mind. But I've done a video on it anyway. So, but yeah, like I said, I see it somebody else commenting on that post. So I could see it on there if I wanted, but I'm not going to be sidetracked. I'll read them later. But this is something that I put up earlier. Now, unfortunately, it's not quite so easy. So I'm going to have to maybe just open up another tab and I'll show you what anybody in the world could see anyway. It's just simply sharing it. By turning that camera around there and showing you on there, it's no different to sharing, because I'm just sharing what they want shared anyway. I find it interesting and I just want to share to you, to anybody that watches us at any time they want, just see what I find interesting. That's what all my videos are about. I'm only sharing the stuff that I do, what I find interesting. That's the purpose of my videos, that's all. You make your own mind up about it. I just share the stuff that I want to share with you. Now, I've got to remember, because I could go through the Facebook one, but that's a wee bit. Yeah, I'll do it this way. See, I've watched live videos before, quite a lot of them on YouTube, and you get the ones that are all techno, that's really good with technology, and you've got all the wee squares and stuff and all the inserts on the screen while they're doing a live. Well, I've never been a technological person. I've always been old-fashioned. You ask anybody that remembers me from the school days, I was always old-fashioned. I always liked old stuff. They called me Mr. Serious and boring and everything because I liked old stuff. I was just I didn't like technology, like changing things for the sake of it. I like to stay with the old technology that I'm familiar with. I don't like change. That's why I do it the old way. I just simply take the camera there and just turn it and show you on there. And it works the same as far as I'm concerned. All the other fancy ways of doing it that I've seen, I've just not got the time to learn it. I don't really need to at this point, but that's why I'm doing it this way, because it works. Yeah, see there it is, I found it. So I shall show you what it looks like. As I say, I find it very interesting, so I'm going to turn this round again. That's the Prisoner Cell 8's collection, by the way. I've got which reminds me, I'm going to tell you something about that as well in a minute. Something that's quite bizarre about it. Right, so I'm going to show you now about Barry Trawler. So the usual, it zooms into my face before I turn it around. Right, so that's what the link looks like. It is this. It's Sarah Jane Smith interview with Dr. Barry Trawler. It was 9th of September 2023. The video is extremely interesting in my opinion. I just want to simply show you how you could watch it. There's probably ways I could do it on there. I'm not going to go into it because I would be copyrighting it. I can't do that. But I could just show you for very briefly so you know what it looks like. It's not coming up too clearly. Hang on. Yeah, so the thumbnail, we could just get the thumbnail for you. No, it might be better if you see, what I'm doing is I'm looking through my camera phone as to what I'm doing with the laptop, so that I've got the camera pointing on what I'm doing. So I'm kind of looking through the phone, so I'm not looking directly at what I'm doing. That's why I'm like kind of faffing about here, and it's just a wee bit frustrating when it. Normally this task would be easy, but because I'm doing it this.
Hello, my name is Sarah Jane Smith and I'm a
I'm not really wanting all
healing
that.
hypnosis practitioner.
Right, I'm just going to get rid of that because it's not doing as ask it. Then unfortunately, that's all I can show you at the moment. So you type that in. It's very interesting anyway. I found it very interesting. I'd just like to share that with you. That's all. I'll see if I can find a bit where no, it doesn't matter. It's just with the Holsten Pils, but not really. It's not really relevant anyway. I'm just kind of like being silly now. I don't really need to show you that, but it was just that's where I saw the Holsten Pils when he was doing the interview. And I thought it was interesting because it kind of like made me think of Holsten Pils. He's drinking Holsten Pils. That's what I'm drinking now. So yeah, like that, I wouldn't have known about that if it wasn't for that interview. So I better put it off because I'll get copyright. I've not got permission to do what I was doing because I'm kind of copying it. I think that's the only way I could really over is to go through YouTube, the community thingy, you know, posts and all that. I might do that later. Now I've upset the tripod. Isn't that wonderful? Got it all set and all buggered the wrong way. Now I can't get it to balance. What a surprise. On a live, always the same. Sod's later. I'm going to balance and he's going to keep bugging us about. Come on. Oh, weird. This is so annoying. What that set to? Right, that's it. I think I've got it on. Well, yeah, we go. Yeah. You see, that's the thing, when I do videos, it's different because I could, when I'm on a live, it's recording all the time going out, and I've got to, unfortunately, show all the messing about that I've got to do sometimes to get things the way I like them. And I've left that plain, which I really shouldn't be doing, because that's copyright. Well, I don't think I'd be allowed to do that unless I get their permission. I was actually plugging or promoting, sharing the stuff that they wanted to tell anyway, because as I say, I find it very interesting. In a nutshell, it's about the effects of the microwave radiation that comes out of Wi-Fi. Same sort of frequency as what they use in a microwave oven, which is 2.45 megahertz. 2.45 gigahertz, which is the frequency. And in that they use that frequency, they could also add what you would call a pulse frequency. Pulse is the frequency. Like, for example, a torchlight. So if you shine a torchlight, it will come out at a frequency. But if you switch that torchlight on and off at a set frequency, that would be classed as the pulse frequency, I think. And from what I understand, that's what you would be referring to regarding the microwave radiation. The pulse frequencies that they use can have an effect on... It's actually mind-blowing. It could control people's minds if you want to just put it in a nutshell. And that kind of opens a whole new kind of worlds about everything. And I came across that in 2016. I actually spoke to him on the phone briefly. So I kind of feel proud of that. I got stuff sent from him, which I was quite happy with. He works for free as well, Barry Trouble. But yeah, I find it interesting. So I find it very alarming, actually. Very, very alarming, because you know, as I said earlier, that opens up a whole new can of worms. If things like that could control people's behaviour and minds and affect people, like what's being said, like what I could understand from what's being said. Like I say, I've shown you the link so you could come to your own conclusions if you're interested. Have a listen to his interview. He's done interviews before. He's been on other videos from way back, and it's worth listening to if you're interested. And you will be probably very shocked and surprised at what you will be hearing if you understand what's being said. Whether you believe it or not, it's entirely up to you. As I say, I recognise things that are online as being just that, second-hand information. Second-hand information is always one thing. First-hand information, certainly as far as 5 sense reality goes, is another thing. But it's got to be recognised anyway. But anyway, I've shared it with you, so have a listen. So, actually, not really much on here at the moment, but so I've not been checking up with the charts. There's been a few since. Love you, Bill. Thank you, Stuart. I've been watching you since. Oh yeah, always brighten my day. I'm glad I did. Yeah, good. We do more Lego related videos. Yeah, I will be doing more Lego stuff. Yeah, you better believe it. I've got plans to do more Lego videos, without a doubt. I've never forgotten. It's just that I've got to do it when I've got the time, and I've been wanting to do it, and I'm going to be doing it again. You can be sure of that. I definitely will. That's very interesting. I didn't know about these pulse frequencies. Yeah, the pulse frequencies. It's quite. What I would suggest, Stuart Ray, is if you're interested to learn, well, if you're interested to hear more about it and come to your own conclusions, of course, type in Dr. Barry Trauma, and it'll come up with stuff online for all to see. That's what I did. And if you listen to some of his earlier stuff, in fact, I could maybe bring up an earlier video, because he's done a kind of like a short video that explains a broad description of what he does, and you'll get a much clearer idea of about this subject, because it's quite complex to understand. Now, he's a scientist apparently, and he has said that he'd worked in the for the Secret Services during the 60s and that. So he's getting on a bit. Like, he must be. I'm gonna guess he's going to be in his 80s, but he's done a lot of scientific stuff. He said he has anyway, and he's, from what he comes across, is very knowledgeable. So let's see if I can find you a video that I could show you, because I'll just turn the camera over and then you could type in right, this will be good. So what to do, anybody, Stuart as well, Stuart, I'll show you just what you could type in online to get a much more, well, you basically see for yourself. Let's turn this over. So that's it there. If you type that in, he's done lots of stuff. Well, he's been on lots of stuff. I don't think he's got his own channel, but if you type that in and listen to that, and from there you could probably get more in the search engine about him. But you will be alarmed. Well, I think anybody that would hear that will be alarmed. Anybody that doesn't know what's going on, like, for the first time, if you hear such things being said, it will make you at least become, I would say, interested, and just, even if you don't really necessarily well, I mean, you come to your own conclusions regarding it. I mean, science is one thing. I mean, well, science, if you believe in the scientific side of things, if that's what you believe, then it's just like, join, why wouldn't you see it that way? Why couldn't you see it that way? Why shouldn't it be what he's saying to be the case? I mean, it's just like if you believe a source, and a certain source, it's up to you what source you believe. But I find it extremely alarming personally, and just the same, my channel's always been about just sharing the stuff that I find interesting with you, and you make your own mind up. And I find it very, very fascinating, but also it opens up a whole new can of worms, so to speak, because because of the nature of it, it means it's got to change a lot of things, I would say. I couldn't see how it wouldn't. And just going back on the charts, I kind of like, yeah, I'll be definitely doing more LEGO stuff without them. That's very interesting. Yeah, the pulse frequencies. Frequency is, I presume, from my understanding, well, I mean, physics was my strongest subject at school, but I've been interested in it like all the time. I wish they took it further, but as life things change. But I'm keen to learn about it, physics and science. That was my strongest subject. That, and believe it or not, was actually fit. It was PE as well. It was my other strongest subject. It was fitter. I'd done the cross country, the rugby. I learned to swim at school. Done like the just sports PE and that. But then, of course, when I was taller, I had that to my advantage. I must say, I had the height and size to my advantage. But I like PE. But physics was definitely one of the things that fascinated me. So I've got a genuine fascination about it. So the scientific side of things certainly interests me. I wish they did take it further, but it's just how it goes. Yeah, the pulse frequency, like I said, if you imagine a torch, ultraviolet, no, not ultraviolet, but white light, for example, will come up at a frequency. It's made up of the spectrum of the rainbow, isn't it? The rainbow colours. What's the frequency? It depends on the source, I suppose, but if you've got the light on anyway, in fact, here's a better one. Even a candle, right, will emit light at a frequency. So if you've got a shutter in front of that candle, the pulses of that light will be a pulse frequency within the frequency. So it's the candle will emit a frequency of light. The shutter in front of it that will close and open and close and open and close. To the observer, they will see that pulse. So that's my understanding of how a pulse frequency is like. Like as I say, if you had a torch and you put it on and off, on and off, on and off, well, the on and off, the number of times you put it on and off will be, would understand that would be the pulse frequency. Well, the microwave, the Wi-Fi frequency is, from what I've heard and what I can make out, it's the same as what they use in a microwave oven, which is the 2.45 gigahertz. And the number of times that it's going on and off will be the pulse frequency. And from what from what I can understand, from what I'm hearing, that can have an effect on people's behaviour, which I find extremely alarming because it changes everything if it can control people's minds. Now, I'm only saying what I've heard. If you watch it yourself, or whoever's watching it watches it themselves, they could come to their own conclusion. But if you just believe in the science, to me it kind of like makes, why shouldn't it make sense? That would, as I say, have massive implications on everything else. People's minds are controlled. A lot of skeptics just thought it was far-fetched, but it's not just one source that I've heard it from. That's certainly one of the ones I like, because I've known about it for quite some time. But there seems to be lots of others as well online that I've come across anyway. So yeah, it's I've kind of lost where I am on the charts. Jeez, that's where frequencies. Can I buy some Belhaven Best? I know it's your favourite beer. I like the review on Explore Dundee Pale Ale. That's right, the Explore Dundee Pale Ale. I've kept the can. That was actually alright, but Dundee or Dundee United. Well, to be honest with you, Daniel Wilson, I don't really to be honest, I don't like taking sides at anything. I never have. But my mate, he's a die-hard Dundee United supporter. So it's funny when I said that, one of the things just went down there. But no, he's a die-hard supporter for Dundee United. My very first football match I ever went to was back in 2019. So I was 5 years younger than I am now. I was 44-year-old when I went to my first. Prior to that, I'd never been to a football match. I wasn't interested. But the first football match was in 2019, July 2019 actually, with my mate, who's right into Dundee United. And since then, when I've had the time, I've been going with him to these matches. So I suppose in a way, by the fact that I'm spending money on the ticket and turning up and watching them and sitting on the right side and cheering when they score, then, well, what says it, that kind of make what you will of that. But to be fair, I would go anywhere. It was a day out for me. I'm not really into football. Like I don't like taking sides of anything anyway. It's like when I come into friction with people that are, I've always been the one in the middle. I don't like taking sides. But I suppose you can make because I've been going to Dundee United matches, then I'm not a die-hard supporter, but put it this way, if the Dundee score against Dundee United, I ain't going to be cheering. But if Dundee United score against Dundee, well, if you would feel the urge to clap and cheer and everybody else is and my mates clap in, yeah, I've been wanting them, of course. So in that respect, then, for that reason. But as I said, prior to 2019, that's a long way. That's 44 years. I haven't been to a match at all in my life. So there you go. It just kind of Dundee United. That's just one of these things, is it? People get right into football. I've never really got into it, to be fair. It's just something that hasn't really interested me up until when I just went along that time to see what it was like. And I used to drive them to places when they were playing away. When Dundee United were playing away, then I would drive my mate to the places. So I'm not going to just sit in the car while he's going to the match, is it? I'm going to go and with him and watch the match. And so I suppose I've been going now and again, just when I've had the chance for 5 years. So, Dundee or Dundee United. Well, I've not been to a Dundee match yet, so there you go. But like you said, if it was the other way around, then who knows what match you would have went for my first match. But I've never really been into football, but it's exciting going there anyway, and it's quite good. I put a few videos up. In fact, I put videos up of the full match, but then I took them down and edited it because then I wasn't sure if I was allowed to actually film the whole match and put the whole match up. I didn't film the whole match, but I filmed quite a considerable amount. So I kind of just cut it right down because I got a copyright strike on something that I filmed. It was a live show in Glasgow that I was watching. Well, it was on my channel anyway. It was Alec Belfield's show, and I thought, I asked him when I went in, I said, can I film it for YouTube? And he said, you film a wee bit, but I won't say it was it. I asked, obviously. I ended up filming quite a bit, and then I got a copyright strike. So that was like, oh, right, okay, I better not do that again. So I thought about the matches, I better not record too much of it. I suppose it's alright for Facebook, but it's quite exciting, quite amazing when everybody's cheering. But it's amazing how the mood goes. People that are over my shoulder are shouting and cheering at the players, and then suddenly it goes the other way. They're like, fucking hell, swearing and you puck, and then it goes, very good, well done, and the moods change quickly. It's quite an exciting environment. I mean, then more at the Stockyard Bagger Racing. What's your favourite bus route in Dundee to drive? Bus route. It's funny, my mate asked me that. To be honest, for nostalgic reasons, and the road's pretty good as well, I would say the 17 Whitfield, because I used to stay in Cheviot Crescent since I was born till I was 5, and I moved from Cheviot in Finchley, which is right next door to Whitfield. I moved to where I'm at now, and I've been here ever since. So, and I remember the old buses that used to go down Longhall Road, down the sharp bend at the bottom of Whitfield. And I've been at the buses since I was 12. So the 17 got me. The buses that I liked, my favourite buses were on that 17 route. So this is going back to 1987. But the buses were on before that. They were on that route all the time. There's a bit of a story there, but it's a huge story about these buses. I'm not going to go into it here. But I remember them from way back when I was only probably 3-4 year old, because like I said before in my other videos, when my dad was working, he would take the car to his work, and then my mum would take us, because I was too young to be left on my own, so I had to go with my mum, and she knew people in Whitfield, and then we used the bus to go places. And I remember a fleet of buses that had dark brown seats, which are now known as 36 to 50. Now, when I was at that age, the buses apparently weren't around at that time. They didn't supposedly come along until 1981, and there's lots of records and evidence to back that. However, I clearly remember them before that, and sounding different, sounding like Mark 1s, as I know. But anyway, it's a big story. But yeah, 17 route, definitely for the nostalgic reasons. It is actually a good route to drive because it's not got so many daft tight turns like some routes, I could say, but I like the 17 route because nostalgic. It's the route that I mean, but bear in mind, when I'm driving the bus and then working, it's a working environment. It's not really like what I used to, when I was younger. I used to go around in the buses to enjoy going round in them as a passenger. But when you're driving them, it's a job, and it's hard because you're working, and it's a job, like any job is very, especially that job, it's very demanding, a demanding job, and it's tiring and exhausting, and there's a lot of stress sometimes. Majority of the time everything's, alright, but you can get the times and occasions where things can be going great, and right at the last bit when you're tired, something could go wrong, you get someone that could, and then it can upset you for the rest of the evening, and it's a very stressful job. It can become very stressful, but it is a job. So the route, something for driving, I would still say the 70s, because it's a wider road, it's a long route. 70 route. But as I say, it is a job, and jobs are, when you're working at a job, you're in working environment, so you're not really, working environment's kind of, what it's like when you're working, you're tired. You get tired at the end of the day, and you're not really thinking about the nostalgic side of things sometimes, because you can be that busy trying, just doing the job, I mean, I worked in factories before I worked on the buses, and it's tiring work sometimes but you're under a lot of, you got to meet targets. But with the buses, you're like up against a timetable, and you don't have to like if you're in a factory, you get told to speed up if you're slowing down, which I've obviously had a thing about. But if you're running late on a bus and you know what it's like, yeah. So people will obviously understand, but it's not. I can't control the traffic, and there's things out with my control that affect times. But not so much. I appreciate you showing me that. Yeah, Stuart Ray. Yeah, there's a lot. Barry Travers. I've seen a lot of his stuff. I don't think he's got a YouTube channel or anything like that. I don't think he has. I haven't saw any, but I've seen him on other channels that he's been on. If you type his name in, you'll come up with stuff. A lot of videos that he's done earlier, because that was like, some of these videos go back to 2019, 2013, 2014 and that. But he's got to be getting on a bit. I think now he's going to be, say he's in his 80s. But it's very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. It's alarming. Oh, hi. Oh, old Adventures of Old What? Oh, you did? Oh, God. Where did you get that? my heart. Oh, that's to hide the grey hairs. Oh, that reminds me. You reminded me. My mate. I will actually just show you something. Because my mate was on about this on Saturday. I don't know if you remember the shows that I done. The point-to-point challenges with Stroon Jennings and Kean Gregor's, the fancy dress thing. This is just something else. Like, no, that's to hide the grey hairs. But my mate, I can't. He's he's probably gonna come on and he's gonna try and make us laugh or something. But I'm gonna just, because he will. He was on about this earlier. There was like a fancy dress thing, and I've got this. Well, he dressed up as Gregor's. I don't do dress-ups or anything like that. I just never have. I don't dance, I don't sing. But what I done is I put on the Halloween wig, and that was like Christina. I was going to show him, because I know he's going to come on and he's going to say, "Where is Christina?" Because that was the name that they called it. It was the fancy dress thing. I'll show you in a minute or so, but hang on, I'll just see where I am in the. And just kind of like whisper the charts on. I'll show you in a second. So I appreciate it. Oh yeah, the in-depth answers. Well, the thing is, Daniel Wilson's, it's too difficult. I mean, I don't even understand a lot of the full scientific side of things. The guy that Dr. Barry Trawer, he claims to be, he worked for the secret services for the military in the 60s. So that's kind of like, to get to that level, he's been in the scientific side of things as far back as that, and he's done a lot of scientific work. So he goes into a lot of scientific terms, way beyond my head. But in layman terms, the bit where basically, in a nutshell, if the energies like that could control thought processes and control behaviours, that in its own right opens up a complete whole new can of worms as far as I'm concerned. Because the society that I knew before I heard that, I mean, I always thought about things prior to that, but 2016, the society before that, everything is going to be changed. I mean, if somebody done something and you hold them responsible for it, but then you've got to say, well, were they responsible for it if they had their minds and thought processes manipulated using technology like that, or energy like such? I mean, a microwave oven uses the frequency of 2.45 gigahertz to penetrate through meat. I was fascinated in microwave ovens in the 80s anyway, but that's what they use to penetrate through the meat, to heat the molecule. But what it does is it excites the molecules, the positive and negative side of the water molecules. It excites it, it makes it go like that. It's trying to align with the electromagnetics, and the vibration of it doing that at the frequency of the microwaves causes friction within the molecules, which heats up the food from the inside out. So it's cooking the food from the inside out. It's penetrating in. No, and thinking, well, if that's widely recognised as science, the microwave EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, could then penetrate through the skull and into the people's brains, because that's what they use to mobile phones and Wi-Fi. So if we could do that and put a pulse frequency in that, it could stimulate certain parts of the brain. It could affect behavioural patterns and affect moods and cause what God knows what else it could do. But he's saying, well, I say I don't quote people like that. I don't like saying he's saying it. I've got to not do that online. From what I've heard online, from what I've heard from the videos, that the frequencies, there's a list from what, because anybody could put this in, because I don't like being quoted, I don't like to put any quotations. I just really reflect what I'm saying and you make your own mind up. But I find it fascinating, I can assure you of that. The pulse frequencies, I mean, he's got being a doctor by Barry Child, he would know about the biological effects of the microwaves as well. So he will know the effects that the pulse frequencies will have on the body. It's a lot of stuff to. Oh, so I'm going on a bit. I've lost where I am. No way. 17 is my favourite too. Yeah, the 17's great. Take me back. Do you know that they change the hertz of music? Oh, music, yeah, subliminals. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what they do. Everything I've heard, well, not everything, obviously, I'll rephrase that. A lot of stuff, the research I've done, came off on from online. And online, it's always one thing. It's like second-hand information. It's what you choose to believe in. I haven't verified all that. But if frequency and music could induce subliminals and whatever else, I mean, it's quite deep stuff. Like, it really is. I've been really fascinated to learn about it. But there's one thing for sure: if let's say the powers that be, if they don't want you knowing something, you can be rest assured. You would surely think that they wouldn't put it online, or that would be put online, and it may seem to the sender that it's going out. But surely you would think that they could stop it from, suppress it from going out. It may seem to the sender that it's gone out, but you might think that they could suppress it from going out. In other words, it would think that they've no reason to think that nobody saw it, but nobody on the other end has seen it if it's been suppressed. So I mean, it's like that. But there's lots of stuff on research online. Ben, the shirt. Aye, I bought that a wee while ago. It's alright actually. The weather's been, which is another subject, the weather's really bizarre, but I won't worry about that quite yet. Do you hear the phones? I've got another light. I don't know. I'm going to have to go to the toilet. I'm going to get another can of that, so that's actually quite good, that Holsten Pils. There was something I was going to do before I... because my mate... I'll show you what... Because he says, I've not seen Christina. That's like the fancy dress thing that I do. I'm going to head up the toilet. Bear with me a second. And I'll show you Christina. As I say, I don't dress up, I just put a wig on. And that's as far as it goes, as far as dressing up's concerned. So, but yeah, I bought this a wee while ago. It's to hide off the grey hairs. Right. 2 minutes. Back in 2 minutes. Don't get bored. Don't go away. Don't go on. Can't believe it. Right, so just to put my mate, he was wanting to know what Christina was. It's just a blooming mess. That's all I do. I just put on a wig. I don't do a fancy dress. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But that's it. That's the wig that I used for the Christina. And I'm gonna keep it on long. But I bought that from the fancy dress shop on the Perth Road in Dundee, and I had worn it for a while because we haven't done the point-to-point fancy dress challenges for a while, where Cian dresses as Gregors, and Struan doesn't really do the fancy dress. I've never done fancy dress in my life. I haven't really. I'm not a fancy dress person, but I'll just put a wig on. That's it. That's Christina. But I never named myself that. They did. So that's it. As I say, I haven't even got it brushed up or anything. I haven't spent any time doing that. I'm going to take this off because it gets in my eyes and everything. But my mate says, well, where is she? I haven't seen her for a while. That's as far as I do for fancy dress. I'm not doing that again. Well, I'm not doing it unless, the point-to-point challenges. Like, back to the side. Hang on. That's in the mirror. That's in the mirror. No, I don't think this for that. Oh, the mirror's in the corner. Man, that's going to fall, isn't it? That's going to fall. Haven't you? Yeah. It's the main. Oh, it's actually the main balance. For now, normally these things just fall every time. And yeah, spoke too soon. Had the legs and the tripod all set, just perfect until I started messing around with it. That's it now. The characters, the point-to-point challenge for Jess comedy show that we made, that me, Struan and Cian invented, was just for a laugh. As I say, Cian's got quite a lot of fancy dress stuff. Spider-Man. I done a live last year in the Olympia car park, like this alive, and I saw them sneaking up on me because they obviously tuned in, and Cian had his full Spider-Man outfit and his fancy dress outfit on. The blooming hell was a hijack to my live. That's on probably about 3 or 4 lives before this. I don't do very many lives, by the way, but I had no idea they were coming up. They just hijacked the live and came up. They came up and hijacked it. But I kept the live going because they're alright. They've been on YouTube before. Struan Jennings has got his own YouTube channel. He's actually got 2 YouTube channels now. He's got his original one and he's got a new one now. And he started up, I think, spring this year, was it? Or was it the start this year or something? He's came along with me to the stock car banger racing, and he's put his versions of the videos up as well. But the point-to-point challenges, the 3 of us came up with it, and the fancy dress came up with that as well. But we also done the geocaching, which is something I've never heard of prior to Struan Jennings. I never even knew about geocaching. It's where we've got to find objects around about. Apparently, it's all around the world, but Struan has an app on his phone where he could get coordinates to find these wee small ornaments you could install capsules, and when you find the capsule you would write the date, who we are, the date before, and put it back for the next geocaching to find it. And we've done videos on that as well, and we've done a fancy dress version of it with Cian and his Gregor's character. Now he plays the character because Cian's good at acting, natural singing. Well, not natural. He's an actor. Some people are good at acting. Drama classes. Not necessarily. But when I was at school, I couldn't go on stage. I could not, and still cannot act to save myself. I can't sing. I've never sang a song in my life. I can't. I've just never had the desire to do it. I mean, Christ, it was nicknamed Mr. Serious when I was at school. That's true. You will remember, those of you that remember, you will remember that. Never smiled, but I did. But I didn't really did. Depends. I mean, it was a bus spotter. But I'd done my own things as well. But singing and dancing was, the nightclub thing as well. I never really went to nightclubs. I didn't start drinking until much later in my life. I didn't really start drinking until 1999. So I was 24. And I think a lot of people maybe prior to that, at my age at that time, would have probably sang and danced because they went to the nightclubs and got drunk and done it that way. I mean, okay, just lately, and I'm sure my other mate that might come on here and watch it later will probably correct me that I had a few drinks and I did attempt to dance on the thing with her. There was a lady that I danced with, but anyway, I wasn't really that good at it anyway, and not an actual dancer. So therefore, I wouldn't be good at wearing fancy dress. So I just simply get the wig. That makes a big difference. It's amazing. And as I say, the hat is only there because it's just like to hide the grey hairs, and it's just what I do in the videos. And I've lost with the charts, I know. Totally lost with that on the charts. As I say, these Holsten Pils, by the way, are good. I wouldn't know about that until Barry Trower. It's ironic, really. It's because I got a TV blind, but it's things like that. You see, subconscious picture. That's how advertising works. It's the things that would be out of context, out of continuity with the main subject that become noticed. And when things become noticed, it becomes recorded in the subconscious. So when I was in Tesco's earlier, I couldn't find my favourite beer, Blether Best. I subconsciously remembered about the Holsten Pils that I saw on the video with the Barry Trower interview, which came into mind. But advertisement probably, well, let's put it this way, subliminal messaging, is that term and phrase has been around for a while. I've heard it being mentioned before, so that in its own right kind of explains about the power of advertising in certain applications. Like somebody mentioned about music and subliminal messaging, and that it's triggering the subconscious to make you think of things. Right, where am I? Funky little shirt. The shirt, yeah, I bought this shirt from I don't remember where I bought it. Marks and Spencer's. That's where it was. The reason I went there, I used to go to Primark to get my clothes, but you might notice this as well. The clothes, the sizes. I mean, the double XL, the XL used to be fine, right? Now it's like an L, or a medium even. The sizes have gone down. So when I buy clothes that say XL, they're actually like at the very best an L. They're far too tight. And Primark becoming like that in my experience. I wasn't able to get the clothes that would fit. It'd make me feel like I'm too big, which is wrong. It make people think they're overweight and all the rest of it, which is wrong completely, because it wasn't anything to do with that. Because I went to Marks and Spencer's and got the sizes that would fit properly. That's why I went there. Paid a little bit extra, right enough, but the quality seems to last more as well. I'm going to Marks and Spencer's. That's where I've been going for my clothes lately, because simply I cannot get the sizes that I need, because I believe the sizes I've got pushed down 2 sizes at least. So in other words, an extra large, you would need to get a double or a triple XL, which makes you feel like you're well overweight and all the rest of it, which I think is an agenda in its own right. It's just ridiculous. There's no way it's like that. Like waist size 40 seems far too tight in certain trousers. And the jeans are the same thing, 40. They fall down and need a belt with it. But when they wear other like trousers, I don't normally wear trousers unless I'm working. So certain clothes have one size and other clothes have a different size. I mean, that's the thing. A 40 should be a 40. It should fit. If it's a 40, it'd be fine. But I've had experiences where I've had something that says 40 and it's a lot tighter. making me feel like I'm supposed to be overweight and all this. Something. It's like what they want us to go vegetarian and lose weight that way. You know, all this stuff about it's good for the. But anyway, I've heard phrases like online that if you don't, you know, it's climate change and eating meat, if you don't eat meat, it's better for the climate. I mean, what? That I can't do that because I don't do that. But it's online. Just type it in. I've heard things like that eating. If you eat, what is it? I've heard this being mentioned that they want us to eat bugs or something because it's better for the climate. I mean, what? Yeah, okay, whatever. Like, no, I don't think so. But anyway, I won't. I can't do that on the channel because I don't like to push things like that. I just tend to, and I aim to just highlight what's there, what's observed. I make the observations. I do the observation. I'll observe what I see, and I'll share what I deem suitable to share online with, and that's what I'll do. I don't want to say this because there's a lot of saw channels that give a lot of opinions on things, and I listen to them all both sides. I'm going to get another one of these because that's actually going out quite well. Bear with me 1 minute, I'm just going to get another Holsten Pils. That is actually good, so thank Barry Trotter for that. Right, I'll be back in a second, okay? Got to make sure everything's okay because I'm sitting here online doing this. The one thing I did notice about the cans, by the way, is when you get them, they were super glued together like that. Well, at first I was like, what the again, how can I get them apart? So instead of putting scissors between them, all you have to do is just try and twist them. At least when you get the first one off, just twist it till it comes off, because I've never had this experience before, but put super glue in there and super glue them together, which is a bit of a pain. But right, so I'm just going to get this set up again because it's probably going to end up falling on the deck again as usual. Nah, that's fine. But just this will probably go spraying. Oh, that'll even best, by the way. You get like there's an insert in there that causes it to froth up. I done the tour with the Bellhaven Best distillery in Dunbar on the east coast of Scotland, just south of Edinburgh. Bellhaven joined to Dunbar and the distilleries there, and it shows you how they made the beer. Quite interesting, a lot of stuff to see if you ever, it's worth going on. And at the end was the bar, the in-house bar, in the actual distillery. It's a lovely bar, but I couldn't drink anything. My mate was pure rubbing it in. I drove, because I had the driver stay there. So he was here to pipe my favourite beer at the bar. I was to blooming have a soft drink. Next time we're getting the bus and I can have a drink of Bellhaven Best at that distillery. But the thing you put inside it causes it to froth up. The Holsten Pils, as I say, I haven't hardly drunk that stuff, and this froths up as well. You know, I'm like, that actually goes down really well. So thank you, Barry Trotter. I don't know where I am in the chats. I don't know where I am now. Right. Give us a hair reveal. Oh, I'll show you a hair reveal. I'll show you when I'll show you when my hair was not so grey. Because I put a picture up on Facebook when I was at the school. It's not very clear, but I'll show you it anyway. And I'll show you what my hair should be like. It's too grey now, but I'll find out where it is when I could find it. Right, I'll turn this one and show you. So as usual, I'll zoom right in. Oh, you bugger. You bugger. That wasn't very clever, was it? Hang on. Try again. Right, here goes. So, that is me there, obviously. You know who I am. That was actually something to do with the cross country, that one there. It was with teacher Mr. Michael Linden at the back. I can't really point to it. That's my teacher, Michael Linden. Those of you that went to Minesville High School may remember him. That's me there. That's what my hair was like. It was longer, and that was me in the class photos. There's another one as well that I put up. I'll see if we can find it. Minesville High School badge. I'll keep ahead of this just now. I'll hold this just now till I can find that other post that it shows you the high school. Well, that was like going into high school, that one there, but there's another one I put up. I'm just trying to find it. There we go. That's what they like. So that so that's me there at the back there at the 1991 at the top, well near the top. I just kind of really, you see the yellow marker, but I highlighted it anyway. I've actually zoomed in on the photo. You can just see the yellow bit at the top, but that's a zoom in on it, and that's the same. That's what my hair was like. It was a lot longer, and it was dark. It wasn't so grey as it is now. So that video, by the way, was when I was fixing fan 8, kitchen fan that I designed and built during the school days, and I thank the school, the physics, the science, for that knowledge, because I wouldn't have been able to do that without that knowledge. Kind of miss the school. It's sad that it got knocked down. The whole school's completely bulldozed down back in 2017. I've done a video of it, and I've got footage of it being bulldozed down as well. Sadly. So where am I now? I'm just going back on the charts. Hair review. So see, yesterday I was at the Lambs. I didn't have this one. It was too hot. But did you hear it? Get that pint in me, son. And another one. That Holsten Pils goes to the well like. Yeah. You can see why. You can understand why Barry Traller likes it. It's a good drink. What was I going to do? I was just going to get a show you. It's just I'm going back in the charts just to just Lost with it. Alright. Good to see you, wasn't it? It was good to see you, Leon. But yeah, it was that Glams was really good. The good turnout of buses yesterday. At the Glams Extravaganza motor show at Glams Castle in Scotland, the 2024. Big turnout of all different types of vehicles. Notably, well, I'm a big fan of the Alexander-bodied Volvo Ailses. Well, Volvo Ailses in general, but there was a low-height Volvo Ailse, one unique bus. There was only one ever built, a low-height Volvo Ailse. All the rest were just standard height, meaning that it's low height, so it could go under low bridges. It was at a height of 13.5 foot. The standard height for the Volvo Ailse double-decker bus is 14.5 foot. So the one and only 13.5 foot low height Volvo Ailse double-decker bus was at the Glams Extravaganza show yesterday, and I know the owner, and he was just saying yes, it was a good turnout. And there was other Ailses there as well that I got pictures of. That particular one is a Mark 1 Volvo Ailse, 1976 to 1977, and it's currently being restored and looked after. It's in preservation, so you will see it on my videos, because I've got 4-part series of the Glams Extravaganza coming out soon on my channel. I did put up a I put up a trailer video, and the guy, you would have seen it. If you've not seen it, have a look at it. It's the trailer to the Glams Extravaganza video. It's something else. Like, it was actually clips from the stunt show that was there, because they do the vintage vehicles and lots of other things as well. But there's also a stunt show that went on in the main arena. A big explosion, big fire. He's running a bit on fire and jumping off things on. I used that as the title video, the opening title. Have a look at it. It's about a few videos before this. It's quite impressive, actually. I spoke to the guy after it as well, so that too's on the video. You'll get a close up of him. Just lost where I'm on here. Yeah, it was a great day. Oh, you're on it. You're at the gym just now. Oh, right, you're on the leg press. Oh, good. How much are you doing on the leg press now? I went to that gym with you that time. It's no bad gym, like. Oh, Dundee, are you from? Dundee, Michigan. Dundee in Scotland. From Dundee. I'm proud to be from the beautiful city. I love the look. The purple hair suits you. The fancy dress, that was the... You see, as I say, I didn't dance, or couldn't dance to save myself or shout to save it. I don't do the fancy dress. I just wear the wig. But my mate Keane, he's really good at it. He's good at acting. And, there's a sort of talent, I suppose. I don't have that. It's just the same when I was at school. I never did that. And I didn't really have that. Probably born. I just didn't have it. I don't have it. But I just put the wig on, and it's amazing how that could change the appearance of things. I must say, it's amazing. And the thing with the artificial intelligence, that too is really amazing. You could put a photo in an app these days, and anybody could probably download it with a smartphone. And the way it could change someone's image is frightening. It's scary. It looks so like the genuine, or what would be interpreted as the genuine image. Everything online, by the way, is what you interpret to be true. It can only ever be one thing. It's second-hand information. Even this live is light and sound. It's all it can ever be. It's what you interpret it to be. But it's really alarming what they could do with the artificial intelligence these days. That they could change the image and make it, alter it in such ways that it would seem convincing, and that can be quite potentially dangerous in certain ways, depending on how it's used. because it's altering the facts. And the danger is if people act on what they believe to be true from what they've took or interpreted of online, which is second-hand information, which can be manipulated, and surely that would be, or could be, potentially dangerous. Yeah, but it's because I messed around with one of these apps as well. I took a picture of various things. In fact, I'd done a video way back. Well, I say way back. I've only been doing YouTube for 4 and a bit years. I only started doing YouTube in April 2020, but it was about possibly, I don't know. 2020 was a bizarre year, by the way, but it was probably about autumn 2020. I got an app and I got pictures and I changed it, and I was alarmed as to what artificial intelligence could do. And I actually done a video about it, going quite a bit back on the channel. I was showing you how you could alter not only the visual image of someone, but also the sound of their voice, and you could alter their expressions as well, which is visual basically. You could add hair, you could change the contrast. You could do pretty standard anyway, but you could add different expressions. You could alter the shape, the proportions of the face. You could add hair, you could remove hair, you could airbrush images, and that opens up another can of worms, because what you see on the news and what you see on the TV and on the internet, well, you know, that's all I'm going to say, like, but can't that be, you know, that's what you believe, isn't it? So, and if people act on what they believe from what they get online, wouldn't that, or couldn't that be potentially dangerous? So if you got an image of someone and made them appear to be doing something, and it's believed, then, and if the real person hasn't done it, but because it's online, showing that it's been that person, surely that would be very potentially dangerous. But the apps and that, I would say, are quite alarmingly scary, what they can do to change images of people. Yeah, Dundee, and proud to be from the beautiful. I'm from Dundee and proud to be from the beautiful city I love. I look at the purple hair, she's here. I was actually, I don't know if I've mentioned already, it was Camperdown Country Park. Camperdown, you'll remember Camperdown Country Park. Well, I'll put pictures up online that, that shows it in a, I would say, not in the best condition, and it's quite a shame to see it that way. I think Dundee could be more beautiful, it used to be. And other people that have applied, even as I speak, and applied to my post, agree that Dundee has been and seemed to be in a better condition. Spider-Man's your favourite superhero. I never really got into the things. I liked the Superman. It was Christopher Reeves that played the original one in the 80s, 70s and 80s. Actually, nice to meet you. What colour is your hair? It should be black, but it's grey. Well, it's kind of going grey. My mate always winds me up about that. He's always saying, you're getting greyer. He's actually about 6 months older than me, and he's bald. He can't speak. But I know I've still got my hair, but sometimes I just didn't want to show my hair being so grey. No. I'm sort of here. Yeah. That was the that was the 11. I could have went, but I wasn't going to go searching around the town to get Belhaven Best. I just couldn't be arsed. I was in Tesco to get a few things, and I was just bloody typical. They didn't have the Belhaven Best on the shelf, and I had to had to be mine, didn't it? And then I remembered Barry Chobber drinking that Holsten Pils. I thought, well, I'm going to give that a go. I could have got it if you asked it, but I just couldn't be bothered going away in there. You went to Minnesota High School as well, Stuart? Meany. That's right, Meany High School. Meany. I've lived in Meany since 1980. I went to Hillside Primary, right the way through for primary 1 to primary 7. Then I went to Meany. That's it. I went there from 87 to 1992. Stayed on till first month of 6th year. But they done like an opening day where you could go in to see it for the last time. So I went and I got footage of the school. Went round the corridors, getting just one last look, so to speak, because you were allowed to do that, eh? So I got footage, but it's not the best footage, unfortunately, because, as I say, at that time I didn't do YouTube and the quality wasn't that good. But I did put what was suitable. I thought was suitable online on one of my earliest videos on my channel. It's called Minnesota High School, my article or something. My small article about Minnesota High School. There's footage of it that I took inside the school. If you want to see it, go back on my channel. I've also done a very similar video about Hillside Primary School, because that came down, they knocked that down about a year or so later. So both my schools are gone, sadly. The only thing that does remain is the nursery school that I went to from 1978 to whenever it was I went to nursery. I think it would be 3 or something, from 1978 to 1980, which was in Fintry Nursery, on just off Fintry Road. I've done a video on that as well, by the way. I've done that in 2020. I think it was August 2020. You know that year was about 20, and sure, you'll probably know how bizarre 2020 was. I went out. I mean, put it this way: you had to. You couldn't stay locked. People need to move and get fresh air for not their physical well-being, but their mental well-being. So I done that. I wasn't going to be. I didn't even. I mean, I respect what people believe about that year, and I respect that I didn't go out my way to be awkward, or if they wanted to keep a distance, and that's fine. I done that. I didn't invade anybody's space that year. But I'm not going to. 2020. Well, I've got a lot. I've heard a lot, and I've got my own beliefs about it as well. It was a bizarre year, but yeah. I mean, it's like David Icke. I've listened to David Icke's stuff. So, an ex-BBC reporter, and then he started writing his own books around about 1990. And a lot of times it's been, I've heard references made about the work that he does, is that he's that's conspirative. He's been referred to as a conspiracy theorist. And the stuff he writes is extremely interesting, in my opinion. I've went to some of these shows and I've listened to him, and I find it very interesting. But he mentioned on his videos and that on YouTube, he had his own channel, but it was May or June 2020 that his channel was axed. He got banned off YouTube. It only make the problem worse, because as soon as you ban someone, people will the value will just go up. So again, I just think it's deliberate. I mean. Why would they ban someone and expect that to actually work? It's so stupid and naive. Oh, I'm going to ban them so they can't hear him. It just makes the value go up. People will hear him even more. And when he does say something, it'll become more valuable. And people will listen harder and longer. And they'll be more interested in him. So banning him is just going to do the exact effect that what they seemingly are doing to ban him, because they don't want to. I mean, I don't know why they banned. You would think, one may think that he was banned because what he was saying was something that the powers that be didn't want to be heard using their servers. But I don't like to make judgments like that. I don't want to say. I just say what I like to observe. And he was supposedly banned. Whatever reason he was banned for, one may think it was because of the reasons that he was, and then if it were, then it would just make it even more valuable. Right, I'm way back. What gym do I go to? Oh, I go to the Dundee Olympia Centre when I can, when I get a chance to. I go to various, I've been to other ones as well, but yeah, I go there just when I get a chance, really. I mean, I go to whatever, really, but I like that one. Well, I remember, so it does. I mean, I should be going more often, actually, to be honest. I'm just not the time at the moment. I should be going to the gym more, especially in the job that I'm doing. Leo, you're on the leg press. You're doing 350 kilograms, 4 reps. Well done. Well, that's pretty good going. You believe in. All right. Yes, I'm enjoying my beer. Yes, I know what you're going to ask about. I've already put the Christina big one. Just a bit. When you're lost, this is a channel about. I'm not saying talking about me there. yeah. I was talking about you earlier. Take a pump. Pipe down. You have 8 years. Glad to be here. I don't like the cancel culture. You should be able to talk about stuff. What colour are you? White. All right. Hello. How are you? Hello. Some things I just don't understand. I'm lost with it. I don't know. Maybe reading them too quick. Maybe some more beard in this. I saw someone saying I should get that beard on this, so that stuff's pretty strong, by the way. But it goes down well, eh? Goes down really well. Where am I? Aye, I've got the Holsten Pils. Normally I go for Belhaven, but not done it. I'm kind of like off track. I don't know what I don't understand that. But what was I saying? The gym. That's good going, Leon. 350 kilograms of bench press. I mean, I used to be stronger, but when I went to the gym, I lay back on the bench press. I got the dumbbells and was lying right back. I was pushing them up like that. I had 30 kilograms in each hand. 30 kilograms. That's a total of 60 kilograms, which is about 9.5 stone. And I was able to do 3 sets of 10. And that was probably about that was probably the most I was wanting to do at that point, at that time. I tried doing more, but that's not what I was going to be doing too often. So I just kind of like settled for 30 kilograms in each arm and pushing them up like that, lying back, right back, and doing that. 3 sets of 10 I was able to do. Now, for some reason, there's a lot of things that have happened within the last, since 2020, and I've noticed differences. Like, for example, well, not for example, but let's just say the air. If you're not getting the same amount of oxygen, then you're not going to perform the same. Now, like I mentioned way back earlier on this live, I mentioned something about the weather. I've heard of things like chemtrails and spraying and stuff like that. Today I witnessed the weather going from it wasn't great today, but it was sunny and warm. It was about 21 degrees. So I was out. I arrived at the Camperdown Country Park about, I don't know, about back of 3 or something. And by the time it reached the back of 5, it was raining. Just like that. And then it was off again, and then it was on again, then it was off again. The weather, it's just barmy. Oh, I've heard, and I already heard, and you could hear, and you probably heard as well. And as I say, I'm just observing. I'm not making opinions like that. I'm just observing what I've heard. And I've heard of things like chemtrails and stuff being sprayed that could affect the weather, and it could affect the health as well. And if that's affecting health, and performances like pushing up weights and things like that may suffer. I'm not able right now to do what I used to do. And it seems to be, I've noticed patterns and things. You got to bed. Yep, you're tired. Aye. That's it. Well, nice seeing you, Stuart. Good night to you. Hopefully, I appreciate it. You have a good night, Stuart. Nice joining us. Yep. Nice to. But this isn't about people who stop stealing the limelight away from just the. Can't wait to up to Dundee tomorrow. No, that's me. I can't read the rest of that arrow's right in the way. No, that's what Dundee is my heart city. Yeah, Dundee. Well, I've lived in Dundee all my life. I've seen it change. I mean, I remember it the way I remember it. And I could go up and see the way it is now. And I've noticed changes, but it's not, I wouldn't say that it's only Dundee that's changed. I've noticed other places that I remembered before that's changed as well. I mean, I read something in one of the comments on the post that I put up that the internet could have an effect on a lot of things. I mean, if people weren't going up, I mean, like the bingo, for example, was closed down. The death of the high street, since opening up the, online, you get stuff online. So the windows away, shops and high street and stuff, less people go out. And then again, online, if you're communicating online, in essence, that's what we're doing if it's real. I mean, I can only see what I'm seeing, you can only see what you're seeing, if indeed you're even there. I mean, I could be interacting with AI for all I know. So you may also, I mean, that's the thing about the internet, it's artificial. Everything on the internet is artificial. And it's artificial. It's like maybe taking over what used to be the physical world. If you went out and met people, you went out and bought stuff, you went out and played, participated in things, go out to the parks, go out and visit the parks, instead of the virtual world where you would see it online. I mean, it's like if you think of the world, places that you've probably never been to or may have never. I don't know who you are, but I know some of them are around here. Like for example, I know Brett. I've known Brett since the school days. I know his banter's like, and he's more than welcome to come on my chat. And yeah, I've known Brett for a very, very long time. I can see he's on there. No, everybody's welcome on the chat. Everybody's welcome on here. Nobody's. You could. I read them all the messages. Anybody's welcome. But he's obviously, you know what I mean. You can't say everybody, because that is a term that doesn't really warrant its weight. When you say everybody, that's the thing as well. When people use the term everybody and everyone, like if they quote the number of people on the planet, everybody thinks that, everybody does this. How could they know that? That's the very mechanics of the philosophy behind things like second-hand information. Everybody does that. Everybody here, everybody. But everybody is only those that you could see first-hand. Other than that, it's only second-hand information. Everybody has the say there's 8 billion on the planet. But who has counted to verify that there are indeed 8 billion on the planet, other than what they have been told and interpreted from second-hand sources, from hearsay, from textbooks and learning and news, etc. Other than that, which only really boils down to what you believe. Other than that, how would you know? And the technique that they use online is to give what information. Like the saying, if you're stuck, go to Google it up. Google tells you what Google reads. Do you verify that? I mean, it's all very well. You could say, well, yeah, I've verified it, I've done things, I've went online, and maps took me to where I'm supposed to be. But when it comes to things that you can't verify very easily, like for example, if they tell you things like, I don't know anybody that could, go to how many people's been to the moon? How do you verify it if you haven't been? But they would tell you that. But then you would give it credence and credence because of what you've based on before, because that's been true before, because I've went there and saw it myself, because it's been online. So therefore everything else that says online must be true, like the news and all the rest of it. It's just the technique and the mechanics of interpreting what you hear and see online to believe to be true. I mean, to come back. Aye, yep, go for pints and mate. Definitely. I think I can hear my brother coming back, but I have to round the video off. Holsten Pils was really good. Yeah, I wouldn't have known about that if I wasn't for Barry Trawlers. Well, I would have, of course, because I knew about Holsten Pils before, but it didn't come up with mine. Like I said earlier, that's the mechanics and techniques that marketing, if you're selling things, marketing. I mean, how many times, I've had it earlier today, I was online, I was actually able to text my mate something, and he texts me just at the same time, just literally the same subject. So, like I said way back on this live, that the technology, brainwaves, I mean, all the technology, if it's a mobile phone, receives the electromagnetic radiation in the receiver, that's how it works. Wi-Fi works on that electromagnetic radiation. It's at the frequency that I've heard being used in the microwave ovens at 2.45 gigahertz. And if brainwaves, again, where there's an electric field, would be an electromagnetic radiation emitting from it. Brain waves, like let's say pulse frequencies, if you could have the wave, then it's pulsed. Well, if the brain waves are giving off frequency and it's pulsed with it, perhaps due to whatever it means, it's widely recognised that there's, widely accepted that people have heard of electric charges and electric inside the muscles and inside the brain. So if it's going to give off an electric field, why wouldn't a transmitter on a receiver rather on a mobile phone or on any other internet device, why wouldn't it receive it, process it, transmit it? After all, that's what they do. They transmit information, don't they? The internet, and then it would be broadcasted using cellular towers, and it would be relayed through the mainframe computers to the other device that it's going to go to, i.e. like my mate. So what I'm thinking would be picked up on the device, whether it's switched off or not. It may appear to be off, but is it really off? How do we really understand how the technology works if we don't understand the technology in the first place? We take it for granted, but how do we know? So if a brainwave's going into there and it's being processed and transmitted and received on the mate's phone and then transmitted, because like I said, microwave radiation that they use in the microwaves penetrates through meat, and if the electromagnetic radiation penetrates through the brain, through the meat, through the head, it's not very nice to say meat head, but through flesh and into the brain, stimulate the brain thought pattern using the pulse frequencies, if it's been scientifically tested or scientifically observed as to what frequencies are given off through different moods, and then they could perhaps replicate that to induce that mood or to induce a thought pattern. So if AI is picking up what ones are thinking through the use of the brain waves that are emitted, obviously they may, well, not obviously, because in anything it's obvious unless you know it, but if it's able to detect them, a pattern through thought processes, what brainwaves are given off, it could then perhaps use AI to replicate, to reproduce it, to induce it into someone else's mind, to give them that urge and that thought. Perhaps why so many people think of the same thing at the same time. And I bought pick up my phone and text from mate. He texts me that just at the same time. Happened more than once. I've logged it in anyway. I have a file about strange things. I've got loads of stuff. We even shared it online. It's on the series called Quest. Quest series. He's just got dialing. I'm not very good at pronouncing names, by the way. Is it dialing? Hi. Nice to see you. Just came on. I've been on about 2 hours. I haven't even had my tea yet. An empty stomach as well. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that comes on. It was only very recently that I reached a milestone on my YouTube channel. I reached 1,000 subscribers just a few weeks back. It was actually quite ironic, really. I should say it's rather well timed, maybe better choice of words. I was coming back from a Yorkshire holiday and I went up the A1, got to the Scottish borders, which is a milestone because you're leaving England and coming into Scotland. So on the A1, just outside Berwick, just north of Berwick on Tweed, we got the laybys with the Scottish flag on that side and the English flag on the other side, which is a milestone in the journey. And it was also on the summer solstice, the 21st of June 2024. So that was another milestone. So I made a milestone video on that particular moment on my journey back home from York to thank all my viewers on the milestone for my channel, reaching 1,000 subscribers, 1k. So I thank everybody that's subscribed to my channel for these reasons, of course, for the right reasons to enjoy the channel for that reason. Thank each and every one of you, and all my viewers and everybody that's came on here as well. Yeah, who've all participated. So yeah, thank you very much. Of course. So yeah, I've done that back in June. There's another thing I'm going to be doing as well. I've been looking into abandoned places. I've joined up on the Facebook group there, one of them, and I'm going to get ideas. Well, I'm going to look on there and see what they're putting out regarding abandoned places, and I'll have a look at this and I'll decide whether I'm going to go there, and I'll make a video of it if I could, and I'll put it on the channel, because I know that I've done a good few already, and I think some of my viewers might want to see more. So yeah, it's in my mind. I've also got the Lego that I'm going to be doing. So one of the viewers earlier on here, one of the comments on here earlier was mentioning to do some more Lego, which I will be doing. Say hi to your damn brother. I will do, yeah, I will do, Brett. I'll tell my damn brother I was asking for them. You were asking for them. Yeah, thanks very much. And I'm sure they'll appreciate that as well. They will do. Yeah. Oh, Brett, by the way, I put that Christina wig on. But if you're still there, you wanted to see it, I could put it on. I'm running up the toilet. I'll put it on just to show you, seeing you're there. Because I know you were asking about it, so I'll do that. But give us a second here at the toilet. I'll be back in a second, right? So just hold on a minute. Can I go away? Back in a sec. Hang on. Right. Okay, so if you're still Brett, you want to see it. I haven't brushed it or anything like that, it's just a bloody mess. I've not got time. That's the Christina wig on. That's my fancy dress. So it's just total disaster. I haven't even got the brush yet. So you wanted to see it. I'll try and brush it. As they say, it's a fancy dress thing. The Gregors. I haven't done that yet, but it's just a bloody mess, really. I could do a lot better than that, but I don't waste time. I don't have the time. Well, it's not often I get a chance just to chill out and just, have a couple of drinks and that, but that's all the hair I'm going to show at the moment. Right, I'm going to get off, but that's it there, you ought to see it. It'll just be a second. But I know that others want to, because they mentioned it, but it's a laugh. As I say, I don't do fancy dress really, I just put the wig on, it's easier. Right. So back on with the Tammy. So you won't need to go back to the earlier video to see it. So, because I put it on earlier on. It's just for a laugh. Yeah, that's it, Christina. I knew you were coming on. So that's why I dug it with the wardrobe there. It's right. I had it very, because I knew you were going to want to see it for the laugh. So I've done it. But the point to point, so I'm not sure when Gregor's, because he does the fancy dress. He's good at the fancy dress. Keane does the part and plays the character well, the Gregor's character. Like I said earlier, I couldn't sing or dance or act the same myself, so that's why I just stuck a wig on for the fancy dress thing. And I haven't got into doing a point to point for a while because, well, with the Keane working as well and Shun working. And then working obviously, and we've got to get the days where we're all free, because on the days that we're off we're busy doing other things, catching up with stuff that we're supposed to be doing. So once we get a chance, we get round to it. We've got these walkie-talkies, by the way. I can't remember. I'm not going to dig it out, but it's a walkie-talkie radio. We were thinking of doing that for the point-to-point challenges as well. But there is one problem. We'll have to figure out how we're going to do it legally, because you can't hold any device to your ear whilst you're driving, and the point-to-point challenges is about driving to points from a starting point to a finishing point, going via the checkpoints along the route, and who gets there first is the winner, but without speeding or breaking any road rules or anything like that. It's only for fun. and of course with the walkie-talkies, you've got to check for the legalities regarding it. So we'll have to see into that. So the next point, we'll hopefully have some sort of legal way of having walkie-talkies. It's a strange idea. It was like he was thinking of the Top Gear car show with Jeremy Clarkson, because I've been to Jeremy Clarkson's farm, by the way. He's got the farm. I went down to Cotswold. I've done a video on it anyway. It was part of my English excursion video series. But anyway, he got the idea from the Top Gear. James May and Richard Hammond and walkie-talkies and doing challenges. So he got us all. We got us to chip in to get them. So yeah, sure, why not for a laugh? So when we get around to it, we'll maybe do that. And if Gregors comes, we'll do the fancy dress as well, for just part of the show, for part of it, not all of it, but just part of it. If we get the time to do it. The geocaching is the other thing as well. I never even heard of geocaching if it wasn't for Strange Evans. He introduced me to the geocaching. I never even knew what it was until then. So we'll get a video done of that at some point as well. Once we get a chance, it's just getting the time, because I've actually got other videos to put up anyway, and in the process of putting up the Yorkshire Holiday series, there's 19 parts. Then there's another 2 spin-off videos as well. So that's 21. Then I've got 4 videos from Glams to put up. Then I've got the TV and surround sound that was donated to me to take apart from videos that I do when I take apart things. If you don't know, I take things apart and video it just to see what's inside them. And I've got a big, massive TV flat screen to disassemble. If there's time, I might do it tomorrow. So that video might be up sooner than later. If you're interested like me, because I'm interested in, I've always been interested in that kind of thing, because my dad, he used to work on, he's an electrical engineer by trade, qualified electrician. He does other things, mechanical stuff as well. He used to do homers and all sorts of stuff back in the 80s and 90s. I used to watch because I was always interested. I was always wanting to see what was inside it. And so for that reason, for like-minded people that may want to see inside these things, I'll do the videos because I want to see what's inside it as well. So like I said earlier, I'll share my experiences with you on the channel. I'll put it up for you, for those that want to see it. And if there's time tomorrow, I might do it in the late morning and early afternoon. It just depends on what a few things that I check the diary. If I didn't do it in the morning, I'll do it as soon as I can. Like one of the commenters on the chats wanted the Lego stuff. I'll do that again, definitely. I've not forgot. It's just getting. Once I get around to it, I'll definitely be doing it. I like doing the Lego demolition derbies. I like building stuff with Lego. I've got a big collection of Lego. Got stuff up there, but I know putting it up this live, so I've got to be careful. I don't know what. Usually when I'm doing that, I'll edit it. I'll definitely be doing it with Lego stuff. I've not forgot. You could just put everything on the schedule, upload it, so it's done automatically. Yeah. Well, Louise, I could upload them all and schedule it all. But the thing is, Louise, is that what I do when I upload the videos, I tend to upload them and then I share them on Facebook at the same time, so that's that done. So when I upload it, I share it and share it to others that I want to share it to individually. Whereas on a schedule, it goes up. But the thing with a schedule as well is I don't really upload on it to a schedule, because I can make a video at any moment, Louise. So which means that would interfere with the schedule. So for that reason, I've got my own written down schedule. So that if I make a video, if I say, right, I'm going to make a video of that, and I'm going to put it up right away, because I can't wait to share it with you, then I could do that. But with the schedule, YouTube schedule, it's scheduled, and it goes up when I could change my mind at any point. And another thing is, I check the videos, I check every video before I put it up, so that it's It's got to be thingy. It's got to be suitable. I wouldn't put anything up there that I wouldn't want to be seen. It's got to be. It's got to be. It's got to be checked. It must be checked. I can't just upload it and put it up hilly willy. Some people I know upload stuff without checking it. I'm like, what? You don't check your videos? Gee, peeps. What happens if something happens you don't want to see it, and the whole world potentially could see it, and the whole world may potentially, not the whole world, some may record it as well. So you've got to be careful what you put up, and that's why I check the stuff before I put it up. That takes time, and the schedule. I don't work to it like that. I do enough scheduling to drive a bus, but I just would do the flexibility. I could just put it up any time I want. I don't know how. That wouldn't be me. Like I always check everything. I like to be careful what I put up, because there's those that will genuinely enjoy watching it, but like once it's up there, it's up there. That's it. And even if you tuck it in, it'll still be up there. It could be not be taken in, but it could be recorded. You know what I mean? So you've got to be careful what you put up. That's why I can't understand why people wouldn't check the stuff that they put up. I can never get my head around that. Why would you not check what you put up for the whole world, potentially? But potentially could see, maybe not right at the one time, but they could see it at, they could record it and it could circulate. And like I said earlier, the danger as well with that AI is that things check facts. I mean, it's the apps where you could change images and change things, it's alarmingly scary, because what one may see and believe may not be the actual fact that what happened, because things could be altered, like faces, facial recognition, face descriptions, face shapes, and altering images of people, and making them behave differently, and putting the expressions on their faces and stuff, airbrushing photos. It's alarming. It's actually quite, alarming, because it could alter things if people are willing to believe and act upon what they see from second-hand sources, artificial sources, such as online, including this video. I might not even be, like I said earlier, I might not even be seeing the chats. It could be AI, artificial intelligence, because how do you verify something if you don't understand how the technology works? And even if you do understand to a level and what you've been taught, and that's the level that you've been taught, how about the things that you haven't been taught that could be possibly doing as well? It's just, bloody heck, right, I'm going to just finish this Holsten Pils and then I'll probably get my tea. I've not had my tea yet. That's the thing, I work shifts, so I eat at all different times. I could be eating my tea at the back of 10. Just depends really, yeah. It might seem shocking to some people to think that I'd really put the tea on at 10 o'clock at night, but you know what I mean? I work shifts on the buses, so I eat at different times. I know that some say that the best time to eat is before 6 p.m, and after that is not the best time. But if you're working shifts, how could it be possible? Because I could be getting up at, I usually get up late, but I work late shifts now anyway. I work 4-day week late, and that means I'm working 5 days worth of work compressed into 4 days, which means the days and shifts are long, and there's times where I can be working 7 days in a row, which is a 70-hour week. But I got up late, so I could pay a bite to eat. Sometimes I'm not hungry, so later on after 6 o'clock I could be hungry and I've got to eat. So I eat at all different times. So, and work lifestyle will shape that pattern as to when you're going to eat and sleep and rest as well. When I done regular shifts on the buses, sometimes I was up at silly o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, and getting picked up at 4, driving the bus at about 4 through to about dinner time, and then I was totally fucked. And then I'd have something to eat. I'd have something to eat at my break in the morning. So the eating pattern and sleeping patterns was all over the place, and I'd done that for 13 years. And then for the last 3 years I've done the permanent 4-day week late. So it's just late shifts all the time, long shifts, but I could eat any time, yeah. So yeah, I might have my tea back at 10 at night. That's not unusual for me. I could sit up till 2 and 3 in the morning. That's not unusual for me either. Oh yeah, I used to do videos and still will. In case any of you remember the midnight cruisers that I used to do on the YouTube channel, I'll still be doing that. I've just not got into it at the moment, but I will be getting back to that again. And I could do that because I'm used to being up late. I mean, I come back for the Stockard Bangor race and that finishes at 10 o'clock at 5. And then I've got about an hour drive from there back to Dundee. So I'm back here at 11. And out and about all hours. And out and about all hours, eh. I went and done, that's why I could do the midnight cruises. I eat at all different times and sleep at different times. Maybe a wee bit more settled now because I'm on 40-week late. But still genuinely late. That's why some people wouldn't even dream of having a tea at 10 o'clock at night. But for me, I've had my tea later than that. I've had my tea at the back of 12 at night. Well, past midnight. I have. You know what I mean? Just be the lifestyle, the shifts. It's not good for you, like, but, well, they say, I've heard that it isn't good for you, that you should eat at certain times. But how the heck are you supposed to if you're doing jobs and shifts like that? How could you? It's impossible. It's impossible, you know? So, and working, the working class, I mean, it's all very well for, it's all very well for those that can do it, but how about those that can't? And it's like that thing about climate change that I heard. Like, I heard that those that come through on big jets and everything, private jets, to come and preach about being green and that and getting all that and they're coming through in a private jet, again. You know what I mean? How does that work? It's hypocrisy. It's just hypocrisy. But again, that's on stuff online that I hear. I just like to observe. That's the thing. Observing and making an observation is neutral. And you make your own decisions. I don't want to rock the boat or make opinions. I've seen lots of things on, or heard, first hand, second hand, opinions. I mean, I was at that show yesterday. I was speaking to a guy, and it was in the military bit, and he seemed like a military person, and he was explaining how powerful these sniper rifles were that were on these jeeps that were on display. He said that they were obviously recommissioned, but, and I says, well, it's impressive engineering, but I don't like guns. I don't like what they stand for. And he was like, what? What, are you a vegetarian or something? Well, I'm not. No, I'm not a vegetarian, but that's how I was brought up, to eat meat. So I eat meat, but I don't like killing. That doesn't mean I like killing. I don't like guns for that reason. I like the engineering side of things, but the gun, you know what I mean? It's what it stands for, killing. You know? And you watch these movies and the hero would shoot the bad guy that's all good and everything, you know what I mean? That's still killing. So how can it be good? You know what I mean? Why has it got to be? Right, I'm going to get going. I'm going to get my tea. I'll check the charts before I go. You can always take a packed lunch tea. Yeah, Louise, I could do that. What have you having for the tea tonight? Alright, Brett. Yeah, I'm having Malcolm Allen steak pie, chips and veg for the tea. That's what I'm having for the tea. I'll watch something later on. Louise, packed lunch. Yeah, I used to take packed lunches. When I'd done regular shifts, I used to take a flask. I used to, when I was actually doing the weight, when I lost some weight, I used to have a packed lunch in the piece box, the bread, the meat. I'd say it was an effort. I couldn't be asked at the moment, but yeah, I could do that. But the thing is, as well though, Louise, is that when I'm driving, I could be driving right the way through these hours as well. So, I can't have my packed lunch while I'm driving, you know what I mean? And then by the time I get up, because I get up late, because I'm finishing late, so therefore I've got to get my rest, and then automatically, naturally, I'm up late. So if I'm up late and I have something to eat, I'm not necessarily that hungry when it comes to that time. And it's not always possible to eat before that time as well. So I've just got to eat when I can. I know it doesn't do me weight or anything good. I know I'm not overweight. I've always been overweight, but I don't like being overweight. It's bloody annoying. I hate it. I hate that shit. Used to be. I wish I was as fit as I was when I was at school. I really do. I really do. And I did try it. And like you said, I did take part lunches when I done. I was able to lose about 3 stone. I put my mind to it. I lost, but I was 19 stone. I went down to 16 stone in 3 months. I put my mind to it and I done it. And what I didn't go into all this Weight Watcher stuff and all this things you've got to go into all these classes. I didn't do that. Again, what I done? I just simply walked from the house to the town, which is 2.5 miles. I drove the bus. But the thing was, in the days, there was split shifts. And that gave me the chance to, during the split shift, which there isn't very many of them, so I took that opportunity when there was a split shift to go to the swimming and do exercise. And then I would have the packed lunch sandwich that you mentioned. It was bread, wholemeal bread, meat, and I just cut right back and all the shite. I ate that, then I done the second half on the buses, drove that, and then I walked back up the road as well. So I walked from my house into town, done my shift, first half, had a spread shift, a long break, done exercise, swimming, ate healthier, I believe anyway. What they tell you, they tell you that you do this, you eat this, you're healthy. That's what they tell you. I'm not a biologist, so again, it's about belief. Second-hand information. They tell you should eat this, you should do that. But what I do know, what I can verify first-hand, is that I did eat that stuff, and then I lost the weight. I ate the sandwiches, then I went down the second half on the buses. Then I walked back up the road after my shift. I've done that for quite a while. 3 months, I came down from about 19 stone down to just a tad over 16 stone. Unfortunately, it's all very well. It's hard losing weight, but it's effortlessly to put the weight back on. It takes no effort to put the weight back on, and that annoys me. So I kind of like up a wee bit again. I hate it. Bloody annoys me that. And the sleep patterns and eating patterns has got an effect on it as well. And there's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could do about it, because I don't. See, with a working class, you're at the mercy of. You work for the, if you're working for someone, and it's always someone above you. Do they really care about your well-being? They might say it, but do they really? I mean, do they do the shifts? Oh, anyway, that's the thing. You're working. you're stipulated. Your lifestyle's dictated. If you're in agreement that you work, you've got to do. They control your life. If you're letting yourself become dependent on the system by working to survive. So if you're working, you've got to work these hours, what shift patterns that you're in, and you don't have that control, you've got to do it. So it's not always easy to, and sometimes it's literally impossible to eat at the times that they say that you should eat at the most healthy. To get 8 hours in your bed all the time. When I was working these early shifts, I was lucky to get 3-4 hours sleep. How the hell am I going to get 8 hours sleep? I could be finishing my bus on a middle shift, the back at 8, and then I could be up again about the back at 4 to be in the garage for 6 o'clock. Or I could be finishing at, 10 hours between shifts in some cases. And then the law says it could be even less in other, I think it's the EU, what was the rules for the driving, 8.5 hours or something. How the fuck are you meant to get 8 hours sleep with that? You can't, it's impossible. And I'm not swearing at you, obviously, but I just mean I'm swearing at the system, because I don't like this system. Never have. It's rigged, it's corrupt as but anyway, I don't mean that. I'm not going to deviate off that too much. But, what's what I can hear my dad not coming back. I've lost where I am on the charts. Oh, say hi to my dad and brother. I will do. Oh, Christina, yeah, I saw that earlier. The wig. Yeah, it's for the laugh. That was funny. As I say, I don't do passive dress. I just put a wig on. That's it. Easy. That's it. I can art save. I couldn't art or sing it save myself. You can just put your videos on. Fuck, I'm on the charts all over the place. You could always take part. I said it would be steak pie. I love my steak pie. Like you're right, Brett. Well, you know me anyway. But you've known me for since 1987, 88. So yeah. Yeah, you know exactly. So, I couldn't sleep after eating a full meal so late. Yeah, that's right, Louise. Eating a full meal it's so late, but I become accustomed. It's like I drink coffee before I go to bed as well, and I can still get to sleep because I'm used to it. That's just what I've done all that time. See, I miss all the Scottish stuff down here. Pez, Brady's. Yeah, I miss Dundee's, Wallace's pies. My mate, Brett on here, he was always wanting, Wallace's were the best, Wallace's Brady's and I like the Wallace's. I remember used to get Wallace's pie suppers at the chippy. But Wallace's and Land of Cakes is all closed down. Like, that's what I was saying earlier about when I was at Camberdown, that things have just closed down. All the places, the traditions, I remember all these days. They've shut down, I mean, things have just closed down. Wallace's, it's not like you could get them anywhere. Nichols Bakery's still going. That's good. Wallace's pie supper. Yeah, I like that. You see, that's the stuff I used to. It was at the school I used to get that at the chippy, the 5 stars just on the road there. The Silvery Tea chippy, they did Wallace's as well. But then they changed the supplier and they got a different supplier. But the pies actually were good. Steak pies. There's a place in Arbroath called Pie Bob's. I've done a video on that as well. Well, I've done a video which included me going in there and getting a dinner. And the pies at Pie Bob's in Arbroath were really good. I only discovered there was a place called Pie Bob's when I was driving through Arbroath and I noticed it and I was like, oh, I have to try that. You get a good pie, they get good stuff. They didn't just do pies, they do cakes, brownies, other stuff as well. But the stuff that I've bought out there so far has been good. So I've went back. I've showed it on the video. I was doing a drive up to I was driving up the East Coast and I stopped off there from the lunch and I showed where I stopped off because I was impressed by it. I liked it. It was good. And Wallace's, they too were good back when they were made. And I knew the Wallace's pie supper. It was really tasty and really nice. But I don't know where you would get them now, like. I think you get them anywhere now, sadly. You should start up your own bus company, do things the way you want, and other drivers will come to you. Start up a company. Gosh, I wouldn't know where to start up a company. I wouldn't know the first thing about how to run a business, and not a business oriented. I wouldn't have a clue how to do accounts or business. I know how to drive the bus. I like the buses mechanically. I like the buses as, when they say bus spotter, I like learning the models, how they work. The engines, the transmission, I like to know that. I like driving it, I like going on trips, back and forward on them. I like the engine side, the mechanical side of it. But to run a bus company, I've not got a clue how to run a company. I don't know how to do it. I wouldn't even want to really. Because there's not like one template could fit all. That's the thing with the system. I'd be then having people, people work for you. You can never keep everybody happy. I know that you've got like management and you've got drivers in as a union, and last year we had a strike. I won't go into that on here obviously because it's, you'll get all the stuff online. It's all publicised anyway, but because I can't, I don't do any of that. I don't get into that. I don't get into politics, but you can find out online. But we were on strike last year anyway. So I run a bus company then. I'd obviously be like in charge of the company, and then when things start changing, I don't know. To be honest, I have this thing inside me. It tells me that you could. What could you say? The system, right? You won't be able to change it. So yeah, it's a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream. But if it's not meant to work, it'll not work. It's as simple as that. If you've got all the means and ways and knowledge on how to run a business, if the powers that be don't want your business to work, it ain't going to work. If someone if they want this business to work, it'll work. That's how I feel and believe. I believe there's a system in the. It's like voting, right? It's like voting. Same government, different face. Nothing's going to change. If you're not going to be successful in business, run the company. If the powers that be don't want it to work, it won't work. It's like not who you know. It's not like it's not what you know. It's who you know, sort of thing, isn't it? I just don't believe in the system. Period. The system, as far as I'm concerned, is just I don't even. The vote, the general. I'm not going to go into it because it's not going to be something I'm going to. I've got my views on the system, and to try and even contemplate bringing it to business. If you know how to do it, and even if you did, if the powers that be, if it wasn't going to go to the status quo, it ain't going to happen. If the status quo seems to manipulate and get everything the way it's to be, whether you like it or not, kind of thing. It's going to happen. You can vote whatever you want. You can vote for who you want. It's changing shit, mate. If the system says it's going to go that way, it's going that way regardless. They'll have the media that will tell you how it's going to be because they've been instructed to show what it's going to be. It's already planned out, mate. It's been planned. The system and the world's going the way it's going to go. The systems and everything is going to go the way it's going to go. I'm not just talking to you, but believe me, I'm talking to everybody in case you were thinking I wasn't directing it to you. I was speaking in general terms, in case you think I was. I'm talking to the channel, the everyone, not just in case you thought I was. No, I was just I read the thing there about that. You should start your own bus company, do things the way you want, and the drivers will come to you. Yeah, I know it's like a pipe dream, you know. If it doesn't fulfil. I'm not in any organisation. It's like I feel anyway. I can't say because I don't know, but it's fair to think that it's freedom of thought, I suppose. That the system has it made, it's planned. It's going to follow that plan, no matter what. You can vote for who you want. Ain't changing nothing. It's going to go the way the system went. It's the hidden hand that's in control, and that's it. You can think if your business, if they want a successful business, it'll happen. If they don't, it won't. I don't believe it. That's my view. Like I say, I've got my views. But I just like to observe anyway. I know what I've observed. We all do. I know it. We all observe and we all make our own mind up. We all do that. I can't drink anymore. Do for now because we've got tea to get and I will be doing other things tomorrow. But no, I didn't want to get into that. But no, that's a nice thought though, yeah. I know what you mean, starting business, but it's not like that in the real world. You know what I mean? I didn't cover. And even if you couldn't please everybody, anyway. It's impossible. One template can't fit all. It's like the saying, you work for the man, that's it. They're going to dictate your life. If you're allowing yourself to become dependent on the system and you need money to get by and believe that, and you need to work to get the money, then you've got to do what the system, I don't know how businesses operate and the so-called, what they're telling us about how it is to run a business. The news and the climate, the economic climate, how do we verify it other than what's been out there and put online? We can only research what's put online, but how do we know? Like the votes, for example, how do we know how many's voted and how many votes there are, other than what has been told? We believe in count so much. You could believe it, yeah, but it's like, how do you know there's 8 billion people on the planet if you haven't counted it? And you could go into it like that. And that's really the principle, eh? But I've lost where the charts are. Start your own bus company. Cheese and beans, Chris, on Wallace's Pie, mate. Yep. Wallace's Pie, shut up. I liked Wallace's Pie. It's been a while since I had them. Yeah, they were good. Scotch Pie. Yeah, that was Dundee. So Dundee had Duke John, journalism, Wallace's Pies, the bakery, they had the Keeler Centre, Dundee Marmalade, Dundee Cake as well. The good old Volvo Ilses. Yep. The Volvo Ilses. You'll see them, Brett, on the Glams video that I'm going to put up. The low height Volvo Ilse was there. There's a Mark II 271, a Mark 1.5 263, WTS 263T. Bus 6 was there. The Wright Gemini, Volvo B7 TL. That was there as well. And there was other buses. There was a Daimler Freightliner. I came through on the Ford bus, Ford coach. Yep. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I sometimes think that myself, but Mr. McGill's good to start soon. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I know what you... Yeah, McGill's... Yeah. Well, you could probably look online, find out in the... I don't know, it's like the bus company. They're quite powerful anyway, the powerful people. Influence. If you've got an influence over things like... if you're influential, powerful, influences. That's on my pitch. Some high pitch going down and buses. The high pitch is going down at the back, isn't it? There is high pitch. You need to have friends in high places to get things changed in the world. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's yeah, I've heard that. I've heard of that before. Have friends in high places. St. Mary's. You enjoy 6 wake up on Sunday. Well, I was up at 6 o'clock on Sunday. I only got about 5 hours sleep. That was a good weekend, man. God, anyway, I better get my tea. Yeah, I better get my tea now. Right. Yeah, I could drink all these cans. Are really good. They Holsten Pils are great. As I said, it's Barry Trollman who got me into that. Well, he didn't. I just saying that. The only reason I got in today is because I remembered the interview that Barry Trollman was in, and he happened to have a can of Holsten Pils during his interview. And it came to mind. They didn't have the Belgian best at the Tesco's, and I thought about it all. And I just decided to get it for that reason. I mean, that's just me. But the power of advertising, that's how it works. It's things like that it's if something sort of different that makes you notice, and you makes you think. If something makes an impression on you, it will remain in your mind, and that will remain in your subconscious, and then at a given moment at a specific time you might think of that. It's like when they said subliminal messaging in advertisement. It's like the consciousness won't pick it up because it's happening too quick, like in a flash of a frame per second on the screen. It's not so much now with the digital. I think it's done differently now. The LEDs will frequency at a certain frequency anyway, but the frames that the recording device will record it so many frames per second. And if you put an image of something in that frame and you're glued to the screen, which I think a lot of people may be doing, looking down at screens or a screen somewhere, whether it's on a phone or a monitor or a TV or a monitor or a mirror or a watch or a smartwatch or a display on a digital bus shelter or a train station or a speed bank monitor, something digital. Anything within that line frequency, there could be an image implanted in your brain. If you're glued to carefully putting in your PIN number and the detail, you're fixated on it. When the image flashes up without you realising it, your subconscious will pick it up and it'll be in your mind, and then it could trigger from whatever a frequency or trigger so they could use to make you think of that thing. So advertisement, for example, if you see a certain colour, like I know, well, McDonald's, for example, the colours that they use, the sound, the music they play when you're in there. If they've got arrangements to play a tune at an event, might make people think of that. I don't know. I'm just saying what I think at the moment. I don't know, really. I have no idea. But if the colours might be unique to that specific, every colour gives off reflects light off a frequency. That's why you see colour. And if there's so many different shades of colours, I would think there might be an infinite number of shades of colours, perhaps. And if there's a certain colour, it might, because your brain will pick it up. And if there's a certain colour that you see might make you think of something, like maybe a sign, and then gives you that idea. So if you're in two minds to think whether you're going to go there or there, and you suddenly think that one for whatever reason, because you saw that colour or heard that sound or note or frequency, and then you have the idea of it. Jason Jelks is definitely a unique sound to them. Anyway, well, it was nice listening. Anyway, to Wellington, that's Monday, so off to bed. Yep, I'm going to my bed. I'm going to be to end the live as well. Well, good. That's my brother just back now. And soon. So that was it. Thanks very much, everybody, for watching whenever you're watching it, and whoever's watching it now, and whoever, all the those that have interacted. I really appreciate that. The man, the myth. The man, the myth, the legend. They came at the worst time. Oh no, guys. I'm just going. That's a shame. I'm just going away. I can't believe it. We just arrived as I'm going off. I know the feeling, mate, guys, because I've done that before. I went on a live. I was watching it was about the Mandela effect stuff online a wee while ago, and I was going away to. I joined in on the chats, and just as I joined in, she was ready to go off. I know the feeling. But I've been on for ages. Be listening to me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll make the arrangements tomorrow. Just message me anything like that on Messenger, not on, not on here. Just message me things like that, but on private Messenger. But yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's good. Yep, definitely. Catch up with you. Got to say, I can't read that at the moment. This is arrow right in the alley. I've got to say, I love your stuff. Thank you. Great. I'm going to keep putting as much on my channel as much as I can. That's what I do. I just put stuff up when I can and just hope you enjoy it. I always get this line saying from an episode of the Airwolf that I watched, the Stavrograd incident. It was about the American Airwolf helicopter that comes to the rescue. It was a Russian nuclear power plant that goes into meltdown. It's called Stavrograd. It was an experimental nuclear power plant, and it was into meltdown. Airwolf comes to the rescue to put things right, but there's a lot of problems because it's an American plane coming into Russian territory. They get captured in that, and they break out of being captured with the Russian soldiers in the nuclear power plant, and the two guys, I can't remember, not really that versed in Airwolf, but I remember that one, and I like the theme tune, as you probably know. I try and reenact it on the videos when I play it on the keyboard for the music that I use in my videos. But anyway, the Airwolf bit, the guy, I can't remember the names, but the guy was saying, the American guy was saying to his buddy, they need a diversion because they're escaped from being in the custody under the Russian military, and they're trying to get to their Airwolf. And he says, well, I need one of your diversions. And the other guy says, I don't do diversions. So the other guy goes back and says, well, we'll go to plan B then. And then he said, what's plan B? He said, we'll make it up as we go along. And he's like, the other guy's like this. And he grabs him and says, come on, let's get on with it. We'll make it up as we go along. Plan B. I've always thought like that. Winging it. That's what I do. Just wing it. I plan B. I find that a bit hilarious. I found it funny. I remember it in that episode. It was 1987. Stavrograd incident. It was in 2 parts. It was a feature-long video. So it's not the original cast at Airwolf. It was a later one. I can't hope this with names, but it was the later actors. If you type in Stavrograd incident, Airwolf, and if you watch it, you'll get that bit that I'm talking about. It always comes to mind. I'm gonna have to go. You've probably seen it, but the film They Live is about. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the film They Live. Yep, it's about. He puts the glasses on and you can see and it unfilters because when he takes the glasses off, it's filtered and you can't see the subliminals. But when he puts the glasses on, you can see the billboard saying something like "kill them" or "kill them." But yeah, I know the film. I've got the DVD. I've got that film. Yeah, that's the stuff I'm into. I mean, I've got the whole box set of the X-Files as well, the 1993. And then they've released the X-Files. They've done a new X-Files in 2019 and 2018 or something. I've recorded them all somewhere. I've seen them all. You get them anyway. And there was a mention on the X-Files about the Mandela effect. But yeah, I've got loads of stuff like that, sci-fi's. I've got They Live. I've also got The Forgotten. I've got the covers. And no got time, but I've got the covers. I'll show you that in an hour. It's brilliant film. The Airwolf sounds pretty cool. Probably from before my time. Yeah, Airwolf. Yeah, but I don't know how old you are. Guys are. I don't know how old. The Airwolf was in the 80s American show. But the thing is, you could get it online anyway. You could probably get the DVD. You go online, go on Google, just type in Airwolf and you'll probably get. If you type in Airwolf Stavrograd, in fact, I'll go and see if I could see it now. I'll tell you what, I know I've got my laptop. Airwolf Stavrograd. Part 1, Part 2. It's on that. IMDb. See what's on. Season 4, episode 9. Season 4 episode from Stavrograd. So you might have to. You might have to go on Amazon or something, on Amazon Prime or Netflix, or even just better still, if you just go and order up the DVD and just at least you've got the DVD and you can just play it. But you'll get it for sure. It's really that's a great episode. I've toured all the nuclear power stations in Dundee. I've toured all the EDF nuclear power stations in Britain, and I went back to this. I've done all 8 of them, then I'm going to do them all again. I went back for the second time. I went to Turness nuclear power station, but that's due to be decommissioned. Huntington Bay's already decommissioned. But I was thinking the Stavrograd incident after that. I mean, it's fascinating stuff. I like inviting to that stuff. But, I use that kind of theme on the banger racing for the videos that I use. Get the radiation special effects that I do for it. 22, mate. You're 22, Gaza. So it's at 2002. Yeah, you could get Airwolf. You won't remember it originally, obviously, but they used to rerun it in the late 90s. But I don't know if they're rerunning it on the TV or not. You'd be better just buying the thing on Amazon Prime or something, or Netflix, or go on Google and see if you get it off of eBay, the actual DVD. But if you could somehow, whatever it is you do, try and watch the episode. I like it, and you'll see that bit on a bit where he says, "What's Plan B?" We make it up as we go along. It's just a clip that I always find that funny, actually. We love the editing on those banger videos. Oh yeah, you've watched them. The nuclear stuff. Yes, yeah, I do that. I thought all that myself. I did that, and I used the flashes of light on the film because I believe that radiation causes that. But the thing is, I put that on there because going way back as far as 2005, I was at the race hall watching the World Cup banger racing, April 2005, I think, and there was a big massive pile up at the tungsten end. I was at this end, and the pilot happened at that far end at the corner, and it was chaos. There was smoke and everything was just, and the way the sun was hitting it, and the images I was seeing, it was like a daze. It was like a dream. It was like everything felt really weird, and I don't know. And it's like even at the distances that were, you would see it, then you'd hear it because sound travels slower than light. So I saw the bang and I heard the sound. Milliseconds, fraction of a second, but I'm sure I picked up on it. And it's just a strange, surreal feeling. And seeing that all the things happen like that you don't see every day. Normally, in the so-called civilised world, you look up there, you see what we refer to as civilised. But you don't see the chaos like what you see on the track, and all the cars, and all the smoke, and the drama, and the crowds, and everything. It's like, I've watched things like, particular in the Terminator 2, where Sarah O'Connor's at the scene of prevision or something about a nuclear explosion, and the fence is there, and there's a park, there's kids and all that, families in this play park, and there's in the background there's the skyscrapers, and then the nuclear bomb goes off, and there's this bright flash. She hears nothing, but she sees a flash. Suddenly everything goes into incinerates. Have you seen Terminator 2 film with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it? Great film it is. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff. I've got his book, his audio book. I was listening to that on the holiday. Amazing. But if you see that, you'll know what I mean, the bit I'm talking about. And Sarah Connor sees the flash and everything going on fire, and then the sound happens, and it's like a surreal dream experience. I tried to do that on some of my barrier things. It's chaotic, chaos, and it's something about, I don't know, all the energy that's going on, all the energy, all the cars screaming around, all the crowds cheering. It used to be a lot busier than that. I mean, when I started watching the Bangor racing back in 2003, I've even had a shot of doing it. I've had a few shots actually, and I know what it feels like. And I know what it's like when you're in the car and you don't see the crowds. You just, it's blur. And you don't know when you're going to get hit because you're strapped in, your head's like that, and you can't look around like in a normal car. And you feel it, and you don't know when you're going to get hit. And it's just a really weird experience, and you're going round it. You don't see the crowd, it's just a blur. You're focusing like on what's in front of you and what's going on around you. You're in the noise and the helmet especially. You can't see right around you. You're focused, and everything's like a blur, and it's just an odd experience. So I try and merge the two of them, and I like that time back in 2005 at the race wall when they had the massive pilot. It was the Co-Power team. There was other teams, Co-Power, the Bangor race team that was involved in it. The car was like crumpled right in. The back wheels are right in. The whole thing was mangled beyond recognition. The most important above all is that everybody gets out and it's safe. That's the most important, that nobody gets hurt. And they weren't hurt, but the cars obviously get totally destroyed. And that was just amazing. The way the smoke and the crowds, it looked quite surreal. It looked really spooky in a way. It's like sometimes when you see an action film, they deliberately slow it down, and if something big happens like an explosion, and then you get this tinnitus ringing in your ears. I try to put that in there as well on my videos. It's hard work. I'll tell you this, right? I've seen it on here now. I'll tell you, it took me hours and hours and hours. I was up till 8 o'clock in the morning doing that for one of them. That's how long was it? I'll have to go. Just on the live. Hang on. Right. We'll look at editings. Yep. With the speaking nuclear stuff. I made that music as well on the apps on the keyboard, and used apps on the phones to do all that, and I sort of merge it in for the videos. I used to be obsessed with Chernobyl. Yeah, Chernobyl. I tell you, I'd love to. I'd be interested to. This is the wrong choice it was. I'd be interested to visit the site that happened at Chernobyl. I remember when Chernobyl happened in '86. It was April 1986. But I remember the news. I remember my dad telling us about it. I remember the Chernobyl incident. Again, like I said earlier, it's news, second-hand information, etc., etc. But I remember hearing all that anyway. And the Chernobyl. I would be interested to go in there to see it. I think the film flashing was going on a lot when Chernobyl footage doesn't happen in new cameras. Yeah, the cellulose films, it's reacting, it's energy, radiation's like an energy, an electromagnetic radiation. You've got alpha, beta and gamma, rays, and it's the energy that knocks electrons off atoms, radiation. That's why it causes cellular damage, but it can also induce voltage if it's causing a flow of electrons. I think, wouldn't it induce current if it's knocking electrons off atoms? But it does show up with white flashes or flashes of light, as if I'm very interesting. You know, I'm interested in that, and I wanted to try and do that on my stuff as well. Because I usually when I'm there, I could sense and feel things that feel odd. I remember things through the feelings that I had on the day and how I thought about it. I'd see it, like I said, way back in the slab. I don't really take sides. I don't really care who wins. I mean, I just like to see the action and the motorsport action. I had a shot in 2007 and I went round the track at Birmingham Wheels Raceway, 1300 Extreme Bangers, and I won it. I got a trophy. I didn't even realise I won it. Wasn't that bothered. I've still got the trophy downstairs. I've shown it in videos. I've not put my name on it yet, but I've got footage of well, I can't show the footage because it's copyright for the London Gala Night banger race in the 1600cc Astro that I drove, but I took photographs myself, but I've shared online already in the earlier videos. But banger racing bikes, it's fun. Didn't know the things like that here. Yeah, give it a go. It's really good. If you want to go, guys, to banger racing, there's 3 main arenas in Scotland. There's Kildenbeath Race Wall in Fife. In Kildenbeath, it's from the Central Park football pitch. There's Lochgelly Raceway, which is 2 miles south of that. And there's also Crimond Raceway, which is nicknamed the North Pole. It's between Peterhead and Fraserburgh on the A90. It's easy, go online, type it in, and you'll get the directions and you'll get the programme. Right now they're on holiday. The Lochgelly and Crimond Raceway are on their summer holidays, and they'll start up again next week or the week after or something. But they have meetings every Saturday from March to November, and the banger racing formula is included within all these meetings. I try and get to as many as I can, and I really enjoy it. I'll win if you can win a banger race. I'll win if I can win a banger race. I'll win if you can win a banger race. The first one, well, in 2006, it was an unofficial banger race that I'd done. It was in an old scrapyard. I had a Rover, but I didn't have a Rover. I was driving in a Rover 216. I smashed into another car, T-boned it. I can't remember what it was, but I was just banging it. That's what it's called, banger racing, banging into things. So I did it at a non-official shot, and I reversed into another vehicle. And then in 2007 I had a shot on Birmingham's Wheel Raceway, but Extreme Dodgems 1300ccs. I went round the Birmingham Wheels Raceway and had a couple of spins and crashes, and I went round. I was really enjoying it, and I won it because the checker flag fell after I went through it. Well, I was there and then I went as I went past, and I won it. I got a trophy. It wasn't a bother, I was just there for the experience, to enjoy it. 2010 I had a shot with a company called Cecil's Rent Rookie, Steve Armstrong, and they've done work for TV shows that do stunts in the movies, action movies. They've worked in that sort of field of things. They've been on Top Gear as well, I think. They've done banger racing for the rails. I went with that company to have a shot in the London Ipswich banger racing in Wimbledon in 2010. It was November, Guy Fawkes Day. And then the following year, in 2011, I had a shot with the same company at Ipswich Raceway. I had a very nasty crash. The back of the car was right up near against the back of my seat. It was a bit too much for me, and that was enough for me. But I was a lot younger then. I was 2011, so I was 36. Now I worry more after that. I tend to think more, what if that happens? I was always a natural worrier anyway, but I was really wanting to do it, so I'd done it. I've had my shots and I experienced it, and it was great fun, but the solo one wasn't so much fun, and just still glad and not in one bit. But I appreciate what it feels like when you get hit, because it may not look so hard sometimes, but believe me, it's hard. I got hit on the bangers. My car done a 180, and the rear spring suspension was coming towards me after I'd been spun out, and I saw my suspension spring coming towards me. I was ripped right out the back axle on the Astra 1600 class that I was in. There was about 40 or 50 bangers on that track. There was a big meeting, there was unlimited bangers on the other formulas. It was a massive gala night. We had other smaller ones. I was in the 1600cc class, so like a medium-sized banger, I feel like. And I had the unlimited, which is the biggest engines you could get. That were allowed in. That's how they found out that miracles were testing each in the 50s. Put up for them for the radiation, the US government had to pay them ways to keep. Yeah, I've watched lots of yeah. I've watched loads of documentaries and that about it. It's always been interested in that kind of stuff. Always, ever since I was first, since I could understand it as a kid. It's like when we used to go at my uncle's on a Saturday in the 80s when family used to go over, they would talk about things, other stuff, family things and all the other various things. I'd always be the one to bring up sci-fi and talk about stuff like spaceships and meteor stuff. Always. They'd be blathering about whatever. I'd be looking at Arthur C. Clarke's book about the supernatural stuff. And fascinating, it still am to this day. But as I get older, I know that second-hand information, stuff you get online, books, anything like that, can only ever be that. It's what you believe it to be, as to what you want to use that and verify it as. It could only ever be that, really. Right, I'm going to get my tea. Really, I can't believe I'm on this late. Right, I'm going to go for now. Hope you all, well, I was about to say, hope you all enjoyed the video. See what I was put on my channel. I'm not used to doing that. This is a blooming live. I've been on for 3 hours and I didn't plan on being this long. Right, I'm going to go now. Okay, thank you very much, everybody that's interacted on here and to see what I put on my channel. Right, I'm going to have to now figure out what to put this off because I really am rusty on this. So I think if I hit that, it's going to go off. Are you sure I want to end this? Yes. Okay.